Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I know most of you guys are probably not up this early. Maybe not on a Sunday. I'm not sure, but I am. So I'm doing it. This seems to be the best time for me to get on lives with you know, between me and my girlfriend doing having to do certain things at certain times. This seems to be my time to do it. So that's it. And as you know, I keep repeating this, during the week will be videos only for the members only. And then, the weekend, maybe only Sunday like today will be for the free side from now on. I got plenty of videos for you guys to watch over there to kind of get it. Uh, the members only area would just be discussed about next level thinking once you're free. Once you finally own yourself, get out of debt. This is for them or the people that's already mentally there. It's a couple of things, right? Because first you have to mentally prepare yourself to get out of debt. That's the first. And by doing that, you have to recognize that you're a slave. We're going to be talking about stuff like that already at that level. I don't want to have to start saying, hey man, just believe in mathematics and then you'll be, I don't feel like doing that no more. What's up, Zeke? Welcome. So we're going to wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here, and then we're going to get started talk about what the purpose is for Q&A Sundays. And, long story short, it is for you, right? This is when you get my time for free. You can ask questions. You can ask anything to do with personal finances, and you want an answer. I have the answer. I promise you. Okay. If you're stuck, if you've been feeling stuck, what's up, Cupcakes? If you're feeling stuck all your life financially and you can't figure out why, this is the answer right here. I have the answer for you. I promise you. All right. That was me for a long time. For a long time. Six figure. I was a college educated, six-figure earning slave. Sure was. Didn't even know it. Got out of debt. Whoa, I didn't even own myself. Nope. I was a slave. It's funny, even back, I don't know why there's a kid right outside that's decided to start screaming and just continuously screaming. Anyway, I hope you guys can't hear that. Anyway, followed all the rules inside of the debt matrix. Hey, um, this is what this is funny. I know I don't mean to go off a tangent so early, but this is what's so funny. You guys slaves don't even know they're being programmed, right? Like, I was watching you look at TV commercials differently, okay? So, when I look at a Credit Karma commercial, I don't know if you guys pay attention to them. They always start out like to make the person look like they're a bum if they got a low credit score, they're living in a horrible place, cutting toenails at the table. They basically say, if you got a low credit score, you ain't shit. And then if you raise your credit score, the whole house flips, you come into a nice house, a nice car. Well, what slaves don't know is that one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. Just because you have a good credit score doesn't mean anything. Even if you have a bad credit score, that don't mean you're a bum. It's just funny to look at that kind of stuff, but that's what they program in your head. So slaves naturally believe that credit and credit score is everything, and it's not. Zeke says, question, LJ, is it better to have taxes withheld every pay period, or is it better to choose exempt and just issue a check to the I don't really, I don't really talk about stuff like that. I don't want to give that type of advice because I just want to, yeah, that's those kind of questions you want to talk to a debt-free tax professional. Okay, that's what you do. I promise you. You must make sure they're debt-free though. Okay, they must be debt-free. I promise you. Now, The best way to I don't think there's any other way to ask that question of a professional tax person. Hey, are you debt free? You just got to come straight out and ask them. The ones that are debt free will know why you're asking that question. The ones that will seem puzzled, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be in debt because that's going to be a weird question. All right. So you got to make sure that they will know what to do in your financial situation. I promise you. All right. Good morning, Omanike. Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is LJ, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where slaves live. Now, there's two kinds of slaves. There's unconscious slaves and there's conscious slaves. Unconscious slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. Okay, they don't even know it. Conscious slaves were once unconscious, probably found the SMD channel, found out they were slaves because their finances were in the negative. They added up all their savings and added up all their debt and hit equal and saw that it was a negative. And they were like, oh, they taught us in elementary school, if that's in the negative, that means I have no money. Nope. Woke up, found out they didn't own anything. Now they're doing whatever it takes to get out of debt and to become free because now they know they are conscious slaves. So if you ever come to this channel and you hear a person or you see a person comment and call themselves a conscious slaves, that's a badge of honor to call yourself a conscious slave. To actually wake up from being unconscious, because that's not easy. I was there until age 40, early 40s. I didn't wake up till age 40, 41, something like that. I woke up, I knew something was wrong. It just never made any sense. And long story short, what woke me up, I've always had good credit. I followed all the rules, to have a good job, six-figure earning, until one day I went to apply for a loan and they denied me. I never missed payments, always had an excellent credit score, good job, years on the job, but this time they told me no. I was like, "What? What do you mean no? I don't get it." It was like a computer error, but what it was a glitch in the debt matrix. That was my glitch in the debt matrix. I followed all the rules that you guys been telling me for year after year. Everybody in a debt matrix says the same fucking thing over and over. Get good credit. You must have good credit to do anything, to be anybody, to be. Then one day the bank said, nope. I said, why is that? They said your debt to income ratio is too high. DTI is too high. I was like, what is DTI? I didn't even know what that was. College educated, six-figure earning slave, didn't even know what DTI meant. So I had to start, I I had to find out its definition. What it really, long story short, it meant I owed a whole bunch of money and I only made a little bit of money. Okay, that's what it means. I owed more. I owed, like, if my annual salary, let's put it in perspective. If my annual salary was $100,000 a year, my total debt was like $300,000. I was triple in debt than what I earned per year. And I didn't even make $100,000 because that's gross. That means before taxes are taken out. I said something was wrong. And then I started, when I was typing the definition, because you have to start with debt to income, I came across Dave Ramsey in Google. Found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically said, hey, take the arithmetic that you learn in grade school. Yes, grade school, elementary school, and apply it to your finances and you'll win. I said to myself, no, it can't be that easy. Yes, it is that easy. Because the reason why I was looking, I was like, wait a minute. Because it came to me when the bank denied me. It came to me and I was like, wait a minute. I followed all your rules. That's the reason why I'm in that much debt, because you guys told me I had to get in debt to earn what? A good credit score. Credit scores ain't free. You have to stay in debt to earn a high credit score. That makes absolutely no sense. That's what woke me up. I was like, wait a minute, that's wrong. Found Dave Ramsey, got out of debt. And then I said, you know what? I said this to myself because I didn't know I was a slave until I freed myself. Once I became free, once I paid off all my debt, that's when I became free. And then I said to myself, it's just basic mathematics. Yeah. I said, so I took what I learned from Dave Ramsey and a couple other people. I said, math has nothing to do with religion. So I stripped that out. 1 + 1 = 2. No matter what religion you are, it equals 2. 1 + 1 = 2. No matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what color. 1 + 1 = 2. Period. So I stripped all that out and made it basic math. And then I said to myself, wait a minute. If my math is always right, that means I'm always right. Yeah. And guess what, LJ? Millions of people are not doing it. There's millions of people believe they're homeowners with mortgages when it's not mathematically true. It's not even true. If you finance a car for 84 months, you didn't get it on sale. What do you mean? That's not mathematically true. And then I said to myself, how come millions of people don't understand that? Because they're mathematically blind. Slaves can't see negative numbers. Slaves don't even know zero exists. Slaves don't even know zero exists. It's on the number line. They taught us all of this. They taught us all this in grade school. I remember the number graph. Zero was right in the middle. Sure was. But as an adult, I never used zero, never counted like it wasn't even there. Zero's like, hey, man, why do you keep skipping me? If zero could talk, that's what it would say. Why do you keep skipping me? I'm the most important number in the whole numbering graph. There is no other number like me. Everybody else has a twin, positive and negative, but zero has no twin. To me, that seems like it's the most important number. It is. Zero is the most important number of them all, and everybody forgets about it. Crazy, ain't it? That's part of the program. If unconscious slaves knew zero exists, they would know they're not homeowners. They wouldn't walk around. They wouldn't walk around. Listen, now listen closely. Unconscious slaves add the equity of a house that they don't own into their financial portfolios. Let's say that one more time, okay? Unconscious slaves add the equity of a house that they don't own into their financial portfolios, and they don't even know it. Wait a minute, you don't even own a house. Why do you think you own the equity? That's not mathematically true. What are you saying that for? You think they know that? No. What's up, Autumn? That is true. That is true. But you know what's even more simple than that? All you gotta do is just trust math. This is for anybody listening. You want to be rich? You want to have as much money as you wish? I'm gonna tell you the answer right now. When it comes to your money, never, ever, 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 ever break the laws of mathematics and you'll be rich ever. When it comes to your money, you never break the laws of mathematics, you will be rich. Your whole entire life will change if you just never break the laws of mathematics ever when it comes to your money. Look at now, listen how simple I make that sound. There is nothing outside the laws of mathematics. Nothing outside the laws of mathematics exists. The only thing that no, I'm sorry, let me take that back. There is something that exists outside the laws of mathematics, the laws of the banks. The banks are there for people who don't believe, that don't trust the laws of mathematics. That's why they exist. It's business. It's nothing personal. That's your problem. If you don't trust the laws of mathematics, that's your problem. Because nothing exists outside the laws of mathematics when it comes to your money, ever. What's up, Jeffrey? Good morning. I woke up at age 42 also. Yeah, okay. Yeah, around the same age. Been there, been free 18 years, and it feels good. Who woke me up was Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad. Wow, okay. That's crazy how everybody wakes up differently, ain't it? It's pretty amazing. And you know what's so crazy is like when I was in debt, I knew I knew there was something wrong. Here's a couple of indicators. I remember filling out I mean not job like credit applications, right? Trying to get approved for something, right? And they want you to put down your gross income. I remember saying to myself two things. Wow, I get to put down my gross income. That would mean I would be approved for more credit. Knowing in my mind that I really and the second thing that came into my mind, but it was a real whisper, right? It's a whisper. It says, wait a minute, LJ, after taxes, you really don't make 100,000. That's what it used to say in the back of my mind, but it was real faint. That was the voice I should have been listening to because it's like this. They go by allowing unconscious slaves to go by their gross income to be approved for credit. They're being a they're they're being approved for credit based on money that they're not even going to get, which means they're starting them underwater already. It's just crazy that I didn't see that. Here I'm walking around with this job title as system engineer 4 or 5, whatever stupid bullshit that I got from my employer. And it, I mean, you guys got to understand, man. I'm hooking up networks worldwide, okay? Virtual machines, placing security servers in the DMZ, making sure there's double authentication when they come in, when they log in from their virtual machine from anywhere in the world, they can get to their machine. And I set up the whole environment, but I couldn't use simple. I no, listen, I didn't use simple arithmetic on my finances. I'm embarrassed of myself. Listen, when you're in computer engineering, you count in zeros and ones. That's how you count. Bits, bytes, gigabytes, all terabytes, all that stuff. You got to understand it's a whole different language. But you mean I didn't use simple arithmetic on my personal finances? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Something didn't say because I kept my student loans for 10 years. 10. I'm surprised something didn't knock me on the head and say, hey man, you went to college for what, 4? Why are you paying 10 years on a 4-year college, Linnell? What are you doing? That's how strong the matrix is. It's crazy. Now, when I'm describing any part of my life and you relate to it, you're in it. This is the answer to get out of it. I'm telling you, the earlier in life you do this and you get out of debt and you realize you now own yourself, and then you're going to turn around and you're going to look at everybody and everything, everybody around you, and you're going to see how millions of people don't even own themselves. Millions. And they don't even know it. Don't even know it. They're just walking around aimlessly, taking vacations that they can't afford, financing electric cars, thinking they're saving money on gas. They're not doing none of that exists. None of it. You know how many videos are on, like, let me give you an example of this so you can understand how it works. Like, one day I'm gonna buy a Tesla, okay, just because it's just electric, right? But as I'm going through videos, you know how many videos are up there telling other people how much they're saving. This is my utility bill. This is how far I can go. I'm saving this much money on the supercharge and blah, blah, blah. When the main question is this, not question number one, did you finance or pay cash for your car? Because it's a very different price for people that pay cash for the Tesla. It's not the same. You don't know how long this person that's trying to give you information on how much they're saving. You got to find out, did they finance the Tesla? At what percentage rate? For how long? 7 years, 8 years? If you think you're saving money after financing a Tesla for 8 years, you're not saving shit. So whatever you're spending at the supercharger and electricity at home, none of that matters. None of it. That's the first thing you need to find out. Are you the owner of that car? Did you pay cash? Because if you're making payments on a Tesla, that means you couldn't afford the Tesla. So you finance it and then you really think you're saving money? Come on, man. You got to, that's not mathematically true. None of that is true. But there's thousands of videos up on YouTube like that. You think unconscious slaves know to ask the video maker that question? Hey, by the way, did you finance that car? Because they're financing the car too. They believe financing is normal. Is that you? Do you believe financing cars is normal? If you do, you need to come see me ASAP. If you're in finance, if finance is your profession and you're in debt, you need to come see me ASAP. If finance is your profession and you've been in debt all your life, you need to come see me. You're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Ginormous. If you make money and you're in debt, you need to come see me. I'll change your entire life. Totally. You'll knock out all your competition, knock them out the water, especially if they're in if they're unconscious slaves. And once you get out of debt, you'll understand what an unconscious slave is. You'll surpass everybody financially. You got questions? Today's the day to ask. Today's the day to get it for free, or you come back next week because that's the next time I make another video. You want to be there all your life? Now, it's a huge red pill to swallow. This is why everybody can't do this. Everybody, first you got to know you're a slave. Okay, once you realize it, you're gonna be like, man, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. Yep. So you can either wallow in the misery of, oh my God, if I knew this years ago, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Hey, get over that shit. Get over it. The faster you get over that part, now that's a normal part of the process. Okay. You're gonna realize, oh, credit was a nothing. Everybody that was the majority of people in using credit are deep in debt with student loans. Yep, you'll get over all that. You'll be like, okay, they were unconscious slaves. Yep, just like me. Yep, and then you'll get over that. And then you'll start to feel what it feels like to own yourself. Okay. Then you'll feel like that debt, you'll realize debt was keeping you limited because you have to, when you are in debt, you have to take jobs that you don't like, work hours that you don't want to work, take crap from bosses that you hate, let companies do you bad, let companies make you feel like you got to work for free to earn to have to have the privilege of working there. You know, if you being a if team player means work for free, you're a slave. Debt makes you do that. Because once you're out of debt and if you have a job and you're not in debt, you don't allow that to happen. You don't answer emails or text messages after hours. Have you noticed that they make it seem like that's normal, especially you young adults? Watch TV shows. Sometimes these couples will be on a TV show, they'll be out on a date, and then they'll grab their phone and then be like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me, this is work." Only slaves answer work calls during their own time. But to you, they make it seem like it's normal to take a call when you're out doing what you wanna do on your own free they're not paying you to do that. Do you understand that? They're not paying, but they make it seem like it's normal. That's not normal. It's only normal for slaves. Only slaves do that. Is that you? Because what you don't realize is one day you're gonna be dead. You know that. You know you're gonna die, right? Every human expires. That means time is the most valuable thing on earth. It's time. And you're giving it away for free. And you know what else is gonna be a big red pill to swallow? When you finally Google how much it costs to make $100 bill, and then you click on that government website, and then you're gonna see it costs 14 cents to make $100 bill. When that kicks in on you, that's gonna be a ginormous red pill to swallow. You mean I've been thinking this piece of paper with 100 on it is 100 is worth $100? No, only to you. Because they say it right there on the website, it costs 14 cents. Then how can it be $100? It can't. Only in your brain, only in your imagination. It can be whatever you want it to be. That's gonna be a big one. And then you're gonna think back, because even when I was this is what I thought too. When I was younger, I used to, you do stupid stuff that could have landed me. I could have landed myself in jail, losing the time of my life. And of course, it was for money. Now that I realize it costs 14 cents to make $100 bill, I would have been going to jail for a little bit of money. Now imagine waking up in jail realizing that shit. Oh man. Say like you in jail for beating up somebody over $500, put them in the hospital, uh, they owed me this money, now you got a record, and then you wake up, go to the website and look up $500. You mean 0.14 times 5 is how much money I really had times 500? Yeah, that's how much money you really had. Times 5. No, it's just times 5. Mm, that's gonna be a real big, big, big pill, but this is the reason why they believe it's worth 100, because you gotta understand when you're in debt, you're in a negative. Money doesn't exist for you. It doesn't, none of it. Gold, silver, paper, uh, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're in a negative. According to the laws of mathematics, money cannot exist for you because you're in a negative. You're in a negative. You get it? It doesn't exist. That's why they tell you they're not hiding anything from you. Anybody can go look. You can go look and see how much it costs to make money. I took that information and I sent it to a couple of my friends. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "What does this mean to you?" I said, "What does this mean to you?" Nobody had an answer. Nobody had an answer to looking at that and say, "What?" I said, "What does it mean to you that it costs 14 cents to make $100 bill? What does it mean to you?" Nobody had an answer. Oh man, they start making up shit. Don't believe me? Do the test yourself. Just Google it, find the link, and send it to about 10 of your friends, and have them look at that and say and ask them, say, "What does this mean to you?" See what they come back with. They won't they'll make up something. Most of them won't say, "Wait a minute, it costs 14 cents? What the hell?" They won't even think like that. And then when you're free and you start seeing things like that, right? And then you'll start asking yourself, then what does it cost for like big companies like Walmart? You see the stuff they sell in there? What do you think they get that stuff for? Like if you go in there to Walmart and buy a $30 shirt, let's just say a $30 shirt, right? You probably walk out of Walmart thinking you got a deal, but just think about it. How much do you think Walmart got that shirt for? What do you think? I guarantee you it's nowhere near $30. Guaranteed, nowhere near $30. It just the looking how much it costs to make $100 should give you an idea of what you think Walmart's paying for a shirt. Am I saying this stuff in a negative way? No, I'm just pointing out something that's obvious that you can see. It's not hidden. There's no secret. See that? See what Jeffrey says? You have to want to be free first. First, you have to know you're a slave. The best kind of slave to have is a slave that doesn't know they're a slave, hence unconscious. Do you want to do you believe debt is just part of life? That's not true. That's not true. Debt is just not part of life. Tired of financial emergencies coming out of nowhere when you were never prepared? If you're in a negative, you never can be prepared. Are you somebody that keeps credit cards for emergencies? You got to ask yourself, how come I don't have my own money for emergencies? Wait a minute. By needing a credit card, that must mean you don't have your own money. How come I don't have my own money? That's the question you need to answer. How come? I have the answer. If you ever want the answer to why you believe you need credit cards for emergencies, I have the answer for you. I promise you that. If you need a credit card so you can go on vacation, that's a problem. A vacation is not a necessity, and you need a credit card for a non-essential something for a vacation. You need a credit card. If you are if you like say like you want to go on a cruise ship for a vacation, if you're making payments towards that vacation, you need to come see me. That's a problem if you're making payments to go on vacation. The younger you get this, I swear to you, the younger you get this, you'll be rich. You'll be a millionaire by default with a regular job. Just if you decide, hey, you know what, I don't want to work for myself. I just want to have a job. You'll be a millionaire by default. Stay out of debt. Get the best mortgage in the United States of America. Pay the house off in 7 years. You will, and you start this early. You'll never have rent or mortgage again for the rest of your entire life. You'll never have to pay rent or mortgage for the rest of your life. And you pay your house off by in your late 20s, early 30s. It's one more time. You will never have rent and or mortgage again for the rest of your life. There is nothing that's going to pay you dividends like that. Nothing. There's no investment that's gonna pay you dividends. That's monthly dividends. Why, and what do you mean by monthly dividends? You're gonna be doing something while millions of people are walking around on earth believing they're homeowners, paying a monthly mortgage, giving that money to the bank. You're gonna be taking that same monthly mortgage and putting it into your bank account because you won't have rent or mortgage while millions of people are. And while they're walking around calling themselves homeowners, you will be one for real. You get it? The younger you get this, you'll never ever forget the words that I'm telling you right now. You will never forget it. That's true. You know me, Jeffrey. I don't really be mixing color because I don't really, I know I'm black, but I want to make sure, especially black people. I know it's weird. I don't want to say it, and then it's just about math. Math doesn't care what color you are. This is why I always stress this. 1 plus 1 equals 2, no matter what color you are. It will always be 2, no matter where you live, no matter where you go on earth, no matter what language it's said in. See what I'm saying? It doesn't math don't care if you're speaking Spanish, French, however you say 1 plus 1 equals 2 in French, that's what it equals. It don't matter if the metric system or the standard system, if you need to add it up, yeah, you need to use math. It don't care about centimeters. It doesn't care about inches. 1 plus 1 equals 2 in centimeters. It equals 2 in inches. It equals 2. Now, if more black people understood that without taking offense to it, because people like to add their feelings into it. It's just, man, it's just stop adding your feelings into it. Is my math right? Yeah. Then what are you mad about? You're mad that my math is right? You can show an unconscious slave with mathematics and they will get mad about it. Hey, you're not a homeowner. Yes, I am. Do you have a mortgage? Yeah, then you're not. Uh-huh. My name is on the deed. They always go through this. They don't know they say the same standard answer. My name is on the deed. I'm blah 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 blah. They just be making up stuff. Who told you that? The bank? Here, open up your calculator. Put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. Does that look like you're a homeowner? I just proved two things. You're not a homeowner and you don't even have money to buy a home. Right there with that number on your calculator. You know they'll get mad. Now in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I don't get why you're mad. Are you mad at me or the calculator? Because they don't understand why I don't really respond to unconscious slaves because I don't really understand what they're mad about. I mean, I get it. It's because they don't see negative numbers. I mean, I know the answer. But it's just weird to me to see unconscious slaves respond in that manner when my math is correct, even when I let them do it themselves. None of it is. I want you to this is how I want when you look at stuff like this is how I want you to view stuff like that. They built the house 9 times out of 10, they built the house in 30 days. But you believe it takes 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years to pay off one house. Now it's 40 years. It doesn't take that long to pay off a house. You can pay a house off in 5 to 7 years. Yes, pay it off. You can pay it off in 5 to 7 years because if you stay out of debt, you will buy the first of all, you'll buy the house differently than the people that have need mortgages. People that need mortgages are just crossing their fingers to get approved for the mortgage. If you have money, but you don't need to be approved for anything. You come and negotiate the price you want to pay with cash. There's multiple different ways to do it. But number one, understand that this is number one. The only way to buy a house is in cash. There is no other way to buy a house. You have to have that mental understanding. There is no other way to buy a house. You have to have money. Anything outside of that is called financing. That can be paid off quickly. Stop stop believing that it really takes that many years to pay off one house. That's not true. LOL, LJ, I'm at the mechanic shop right now having work done on my paid for truck, paying cash for the repairs. Yeah, it's nice, man. I got a trusted mechanic that I like. He's worth what he charges me. Every now and then he might forget to do something. I'm like, I come back, he just fixes. Oh, sorry about that. Then fixes it right. But other than that, man, I love just dropping my vehicle off. Hey, man, this is doing this. Can you figure it out? They find it. This is how much it costs. Cool, fix it. When you don't have car payments, car repairs are nothing. You don't need a warranty. You don't need all that. The reason why they sell you car warranties, because you're financing the car. If you're financing the car, that means you have no money. Do you get it? If you financing a car, they know you don't have money for repairs. That's why they sell you warranties. Hey, if you buy this warranty, you'll be covered bumper to bumper, all the bullshit that you just think you're gonna whatever. And then 9 times out of 10, they be having deductibles on top of that. Mm. You guys, unconscious slaves, you guys really don't understand. That's how it all connects. It just all connects. Oh yeah, I gotta get that bumper to bumper warranty. Oh, it's gonna cost you this. Okay, yeah, go ahead and throw that into the financing. And then you guys finance it all. You guys financing warranties, taxes, and all these other whatever they're throwing in there, and you're financing it all for like 84 months. Mm. Boy, I'm telling you, man. And it don't get it's business. I'm just saying, when you have money, you pay below blue book because you got cash, all right? And then when the car break down, something happened, you just have it towed to the shop. That's it. Ain't no biggie. Because some of you will have a car and you'll have this was some unconscious slaves will do. You guys will have a paid off car, but it'll be what you guys call a bucket, right? Whatever, it doesn't make any sense, but you don't realize if it's paid off, it's not a bucket. Okay. And you'll have a $500 problem. Unconscious slaves will say, "Hey, why are you gonna put $500 in that car? It ain't worth it." They always say this the same cookie cutter responses. If you guys have said this, that's a program. Okay. Oh, why waste the money on that? That car is only worth this. You're gonna put $500 in a car that's worth this. No, man, go trade that in and go get you a brand new car. So they turn a $500 problem into a $40,000 84 month problem. They do that all the time. And when you come with a car, you know how they determine your trade-in value after they look at your credit report. Once they look at your credit report, that's going to determine how much they're going to offer you for your trade-in. They know what you're going to take or not by looking at your credit report. You want this kind of stuff to you want to be on the other side and not let this kind of stuff happen to you because it's just business. They're not doing anything wrong. Like here, let me give you another example. Overdraft protection. Have you noticed a lot of these companies are always talking about overdraft fees? Only slaves get overdraft fees. Only slaves don't keep track of their money. Do you hear me? The reason why you get charged for that because you don't keep track of your money. So they charge you for that. Overdraft protection, who are they protecting you from? They're protecting you from you. They're charging you to protect you from yourself. Since you don't watch your money, there you don't realize you don't have any money, but there's just electronic numbers on a in a computer screen, right? They charge you for those electronic numbers. If those electronic numbers go into the negative, they charge you for it because you're not paying attention, I guess. I don't know, but they're protecting you from you and they're charging you for it. That's business. It's business. Is this you, man? Are you walking around not knowing your interest rate on your car loan? What about if somebody said, "Hey, what type of mortgage you have? Do you not have the answer for it?" I don't know, man. What's your interest rate on your mortgage? I don't know. What's PMI? Mm-mm. You got student loans? Yeah. What's the balance? I don't know. Mm, mm. It's cloudy today where I'm at, but it ain't that, man. I could just by just reading that description, I just know what that feels like in Seattle, man. I am just so happy I'm away from that. Oh, I be soaking up the sun. I go take walks. That vitamin D from the sun, ain't nothing like it. Regenerates me. If you enjoy, man, I was thinking. I remember when I was in Seattle, I was too scared to even leave. I felt like if I didn't have a college education, I'd be too nervous to go to another state and start all over and stuff like that. Nah, just get out of debt. You'll move anywhere you want to move. If you're in a place that you don't like and you can't leave, you're probably in debt. You feel like you can't leave. You're probably in debt. Mm. I'm so glad I made that move. Man, I love the sun. I don't care what people say. The sun. Wayman says cash on hand is the truth. Nothing like having it when you need it without breaking a sweat. You don't have to be rich to be financially comfortable. You don't have to be financial freedom. This is what I want to make sure everybody understands. Financial freedom is not rich. Financial freedom is at zero. Once you get to zero, according to the laws of mathematics, once you reach zero, you're financially free. Meaning nobody owns you. You get it? You're free. First, you gotta to get to zero, you must own you gotta own in order to own yourself, you gotta get to zero. Once you own yourself, you are free. Free to make as much money as you wish. Free to only work at places that you like. Free to only work for people that you like. Free to work the hours that you want to work. Free to say, "Hey, job, don't call me after hours." Of course, I don't answer emails after work hours. Why would I? That's a weird see, you'll understand that that's a weird question. Like, when your boss or manager, uh, you say, like, you come to work the next day and your boss or manager says, "Hey, did you get that email I sent out last night?" Once you get out of debt, you will think that's a weird question. Why would you think I would got an email after work last night? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you think I got it? Of course I didn't get it. I wasn't working. You will think that's a weird question. "Hey, can you stay a little after to finish this paperwork up? Are you paying me?" Especially they be having people, you know what people unconscious slaves will do? They will go and clock out of work and continue working. "Hey, let me just clock out so I don't get in trouble, and I'm gonna finish this work up." What? So you're gonna clock out, give your time in your life for free now? Mm-mm. Only slaves do that. You will never do that. If the work is not finished by the time your shift has ended and you've put in the amount of work, that means they need to hire more workers or triple your salary or something. That's totally up to you, but it's most definitely not mean work for free. And I want to for some of you guys, I want you guys to understand some of those are tests. Tests to see if they can get free labor out of you. And if do you think you're being a team player by doing it, or you think you're going to climb the ladder by to some? Some of those businesses are like, yeah, we can't have people like you up into the higher ranks of this business. These are billion-dollar companies. Some people work for billion-dollar companies. You think they're gonna put somebody up there into the high areas of their company that don't even respect time? No. Because once you realize time is the most valuable thing on earth, you won't care how other people feel about your time in your life. You won't care about what they feel. Oh man, you ain't being a team player. I don't care how you feel about my time in my life. You think I'm gonna give it away for free? No, I'm not doing any of that. Now, once you understand this, it'll be very difficult for you to work at regular jobs because you got to remember there's millions of slaves giving away the time in their life for free for work, thinking they're climbing the ladder, doing some stupid shit, answering emails. You guys are always connected. Why do you think they pay for your phone? So they can have 24-hour access to your life. You think they're paying for your phone because they like you? No, they're paying for your phone so they can have a leash. That's an electronic leash on their slaves. Now, if you're answering the phone during the work hours that they're paying you for, you're not a slave. You signed up for it. So you're not really a slave. You're there. But if you're picking it up after hours, you're a slave because they're not paying you. If I could go back with the jobs I had, there is no way I would have tied my personal phone with my work phone in any way. I would have had a 100% separate phone for work. I would have been like, you guys pay for this phone. So when I leave work and I'm not on call or anything, the phone is powered off and it stays there. All email accounts would be attached to that phone. Everything that comes in via email will be attached to that phone. Same with the laptop and everything. I wouldn't take my laptop. I wouldn't take my phone. I'm not going to need it. I wouldn't take any of that stuff home. If I'm not on call, that stuff would stay there. There would be no purpose for me taking it. But you know what I did? I took it home, tied my phone, everything, answering emails after work, everything. I did all that. I was a slave. Here I'm making six figures. They were getting quadruple that out of me. Believe that. They were getting quadruple my salary. Here I'm walking around thinking, "Ooh, yeah, I'm making all this money." They're quadrupling their money that they're paying me, if not more. The job wants you to have Gorilla Glue on your palm with your phone attached to it, and your employer can be worse than a jealous girlfriend if you don't answer their yeah, don't answer their call. Are you insane? If it's after 5, I'm telling you, the younger you understand this, you're gonna be just like that because people don't do this is why unconscious slaves don't say anything. They're in debt. Oh, I don't want the boss to be mad at me. I don't want to lose my job. Lose your job for what? Standing up for yourself? What are you talking about? What are you gonna do? Write you up for not answering the phone on your time off? He just I mean, they don't even really get it. They allow an employer to interrupt their life at any time. Again, they put this shit on TV to program unconscious slaves to think that shit is normal. They do it all the time on TV show. "Oh, excuse me, this is my job. I gotta answer this call." What? You're at dinner on a date and you gotta answer this work call? Are you insane? One thing I learned from this channel is to try to be the bank with the major try to be the bank with the majority of transactions in my life. It just the bank is it's a tool. That's all this is. It's the bank doesn't have to be in your life. You just choose it to be in your life. It's a tool. It's not a need. It's no different than anything else. The bank is a tool. It's not a need. If you believe a mortgage is the only way you're going to get a house, I guess you need the bank. That's going to be a need for you. You know, it cracks me up when people with mortgages try to down people that are renting. Like you guys ain't shit. Oh, if you rent, you ain't nothing. You're throwing away money and all this other stuff. Slaves just be some of the things that the slaves say, they just don't even understand what they're saying. They don't even know what they're saying. What's my thought on unions? Um, I'm gonna give you my thoughts about it now that I'm outside the debt matrix. From what I get from unions is that they believe they're protecting them from the employer. They have protection. If I'm if I get a job and I feel a job that I feel like I need protection from the people that are employing me, I'm not working there. That's a place I don't want to work if I feel like I need protection. Because because unions are not free. You have to pay union dues. And they just got it's just I remember I had when I was a kid, all right? And it's crazy because you know you I remember things just not making sense, but I couldn't put my finger on it and nobody to answer the question. Well, I worked for this grocery store that had a union, right? You get hired, they say, "Hey, you got these union dues." So not only do I got taxes being taken out of my check, I got union dues being taken out of my check. And if I don't pay them, they can suspend me or not allow me to work or some shit. It's like, wait a minute, what? Anyway, I remember a couple times we went on strike because they wouldn't increase the wages. It's like once you're out of the debt matrix, if I'm working at a place for a couple, say like for a year, and I'm doing a good job, and they don't increase my wage, and I ask for a raise, and they say no, I'm leaving because I know what I'm worth. So I just leave the company. It's not nothing personal, but we go on strike. So all these years I'm paying union dues, right? All these years before strike happens, and then we go on strike. Now we make this little bit of pay while we're on strike, and the only way we get the money is if we come hold picket signs in front of the store. I was like, we get peanut. I said, what about all those years I paid into the union? What about all those years? That don't mean nothing. Oh yeah, you only get this much. I can barely eat off that money. It honestly, it just doesn't make any sense to me. If I'm at a place that I feel that I need a union to protect me from the people I work for, I'm not working there. Because again, once you own yourself, you're gonna realize time is the most valuable thing on earth. It's time, and you're not gonna let anybody waste it. Anybody. It's something I heard you and International Mindset. You both said the goal is to be your own bank versus going to the bank. Yes, more international minded than anything. But once you own yourself, you'll understand how all that works. You'll naturally, yeah, you'll naturally figure it out. It's just, once you best thing I can say is this: once you realize you're in the negative, you're gonna be paying attention to everything. You're gonna pay attention to every single thing that's taking money out of your check before you get it. Imagine, right off the bat, you get taxes taken out, period. And then you might got some and you're in debt the whole time, okay? You're deep in debt. Each time you get your check, taxes are taken out, and then money for retirement, and then union dues if you're working for a place that has a union, and then some life insurance plan that the job offers that you can't take with you. I didn't even know. I didn't even think about that. You paying life insurance through your job. Then once you quit, guess what? You can't take it with you. All that money's just gone before you even get your check. When you don't know how this works, you're gonna once you wake up, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, I didn't see any of that." Nope, sure didn't. And then after like I remember looking at my check and I used to see the gross income. I used to go, "Wow, I wish I could take that home." Because when you go from gross and then you go down to net, you'd be like, "Damn." Yep. You know what I used to do? Whatever, cashed it, went spent the money, and now on top of that, you got credit card bills with interest, you got car notes with interest. That's on top of all the stuff being taken out of your check before you even get it. And then you're paying the interest on your car payments, your credit cards, furniture payments, and TV payments. Man, the economy couldn't exist without you guys, slaves. Do you understand? It could not exist without you. If you're in a negative, nothing exists for you. Nothing. This is why I mean, you come here, it is repetitive. You know why? Because math is the same. That's why it sounds repetitive. But if you're in debt, say like this, you come to this channel a lot and you're like, "Oh man, he's just talking about the same stuff." But each time you come, you're still in the same amount of debt. That's why it sounds the same to you because you're still in debt. It's not because of what I'm saying. It's not this channel, it's you. Because once you get out of debt, you'll be like, "Oh, crap. Is that what LJ was saying?" Yes. I remember about 2 years ago, my older family member kept insisting that I get some credit, and I didn't see the point of getting it since I pay cash for everything, right? They think you're weird. TV will make TV convinces unconscious slaves that they're not anything without good credit. Have you noticed that? Everything's on approval of credit, everything, but unconscious slaves don't understand this. Businesses couldn't survive if they didn't offer credit. You think if all the car lots said, "Hey, we're no longer offering financing," right? They would all go out of business. Do you understand? They car lots couldn't exist if they didn't offer financing. A business couldn't exist if they didn't offer financing. Do you understand? Businesses couldn't survive without you. If they didn't offer credit, they couldn't survive. Are there exceptions to the rule? Very few. Like, here's an exception to the rule. Legal marijuana shops. That's a cash only. They're making billions and they don't offer credit. Isn't that weird? That's weird, right? Legal marijuana shops don't offer credit, but they're making billions. That's weird. Wait till that shit is legalized. Wait till it's mainstream. It's not gonna be for quite a while, but wait till that's mainstream. Unconscious slaves are gonna be financing weed. They're gonna be financing marijuana when I say financing, you're probably thinking, what do you mean? When they start accepting credit cards to buy marijuana. You guys check this out. You guys think you guys think they making money now? You think they making money now. Wait till they start accepting credit cards to buy weed. That shit is gonna be, if you don't know that now, you better get in on it now before that happens. Get in some kind of marijuana, whatever that's legal right now. Get in there before they start accepting credit cards. Once they accept credit cards, it's gonna shoot through the roof. It's gonna shoot through the roof. LJ, quick question. In order to have a good or high credit scores, don't you go into debt for that? N- no, you don't, because I have a high credit score and I'm not in debt. What I do is I use my credit card everywhere I go. I don't use cash. I don't use my debit card. I use my credit card because it's a tool. I use it for two things: to protection and for convenience. Like now, when I use my credit card, I don't have to worry about the security of every place that I shop, online or physical buildings, right? Because each person is not, their stuff might not be secure, their software not might not be up to date. Maybe they don't want to pay for software upgrades. Who cares? Who knows? I don't know. But if they compromise anything, they're going to compromise my credit card, and they just alert me. I tell them it wasn't me. They credit. Boom, boom, boom. I'm on and off the phone in about 10 minutes, and it's resolved. That happens with your debit card. It's not that quickly. Yeah, they say you can use your debit card as a credit card, and it's got the same protections or whatever. But for something that has the same protections, it's a whole different process. A whole different process. And I said, no, I'm not going through that no more. Sorry. I remember layaway. I do remember that. We said they're gonna have 1 year plans for weed off. No, when I say finance, I'm just saying they're gonna, when they allow credit cards, right? Because the weed game, man, it's gonna be legal everywhere. You already know that's coming. Nothing's gonna stop it from being legalized in every state. That's going to happen. Okay, but right now it's only a cash business. Imagine when they start accepting credit cards, it's gonna go through the roof. So if you ain't in on it now, you better get in on it. Get on it while it's early. Because you better believe I am. Because I think I read something not too long ago that they just submitted something so it could be, because right now the reason why they can't, because it's still, weed is still federally illegal or whatever, which that absolutely makes no sense to me either. But whatever, whatever. And once that passes, and then something's going to happen to make it legal federally, and then once it's legal federally, then they can use credit cards. I remember doing layaway. I remember that. Most definitely, most definitely. Leroy, my wife keeps maxing out my credit cards. How do I keep her from using my credit card without taking a beating from her? Well, I recognize that icon, so I don't know. I think that's, yeah, I remember layaway. Those are the days. At least I don't think layaway was charging interest though. They would let you, they would they would add up and just put the stuff in the back. Anyway, today's for you guys, man. Maybe you got some questions of me. How'd I get out of debt? What's it like living outside the debt matrix? Ask me anything, personal finances. Right. Right. I know, Nick. Right, Nick? I don't know if that's I don't know if that's Gabriel or not, but the point is this, regardless of how you feel about weed or whatever, right? This is how I put marijuana. Nobody's ever overdosed on it, right? It's just weird. It's just weird to me why it was illegal in the first place. It makes absolutely no sense, but whatever. That's why it's being legalized now. You know, you'll never see meth legalized, right? Oh, we're going to legalize meth. That will never happen. Same goes with cocaine. That will never happen, at least in my lifetime. But marijuana, yes, okay, so it's naturally going to be legal everywhere. Okay, it doesn't kill anybody. It doesn't. People don't be breaking into houses now. People get shoot each other over for the money for exchange for weed, right? People don't really understand. It's not. The news will make it look like people are killing over marijuana, right? But they're not killing. They're killing over the money for it. The exchange of cash, right? It's not weed. It's just crazy, man. But anyway, it's going to be legalized and it's going to go, man, that shit's going to shoot through the roof when them credit cards are accepted, man. You guys don't even get it. LJ, how did you set up a budget and be disciplined on executing it? um, the best way I can explain that is I didn't really set up a budget. I just realized once I realized I was a slave. I mean, I didn't know I was a slave, but I knew I was in debt. That's weird. I know at the time, once I accepted that I was in that much debt, that is what scared me. And then I found Dave Ramsey, and then I just followed his plan. That's all I did. I just followed the plan, and then once I got out of debt, got to zero, and then is when I realized I was a slave. It's crazy, but uh, the discipline that the discipline for me was just realizing how much debt I was in, and it just scared me because of my age. Um, I started to realize a lot of things. It's like the best way I can describe it is like, say, like when you're in a plane and then you go through a bunch of clouds, you can't see anything around you, right? You can't really see anything because you're in the clouds. But once you clear the clouds, everything is just like, wow, or you above them. That's what it feels like. So once I realized that I really wasn't putting away any money for retirement, I didn't own my car. I just went full force. I don't know. I really hard to describe that part. They have meth shops already for rehab. Yep. They're making money off that. They they have these rehab centers where you can get the drug doses legally. Oh, wow. Hmm. Interesting. I mean, you guys got to really understand once you put it this way, once you get out of the debt matrix, you understand that there's rules. Oh, shout out to Ty for the $50 super chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. As you guys, I want to make sure everybody understands that when they do that. Much appreciated, man. Really do. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you'll realize there are rules. Okay, they're crystal clear rules. They're not really hidden rules. It's like cocaine's illegal. Okay, you can't go out and sell it. Okay, you'll go to prison. But you can buy drugs from the pharmacy for the people that says you can't sell drugs, but we can. How do I know this? I can go to the pharmacy and buy some drugs. You see what I'm saying? Oh, it's okay if you buy it from us because we make the rules. Okay, that's clear. I get it. And by the way, we can sell our drugs, but you can't sell our drugs. We can sell them to you, but you can't sell them to somebody else. So if you get caught selling your legal drugs to somebody, that's illegal. You can go to prison. So you can't do that. Obviously, that's a rule. I mean, it's a law, but I'm just saying. But you understand what I'm saying? But okay, I get it. Marijuana was illegal because we said it, but now, okay, now we are saying that it's okay. So now it's legal. That seems pretty clear to me that somebody says they can do whatever, that somebody's making the rules. That's clear. You will really understand that once you free yourself. Once you start owning yourself, you be like, oh, there's a different set of rules. Oh, okay. I get it. This is why you don't do tax evasion. This is why you don't cheat on your taxes. Oh, I get it. Okay, I got it. Mm, But guess what, Wayman? It's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I've been debt free for 2 years now. Congratulations. Now, if you come here regularly and just listen, I think this is your time to ask the question. Um, Maybe you're in a situation, maybe you're with somebody that maybe you woke up and they haven't. Maybe you need some advice on what to do in that situation. What'd you say? I got lazy once I got out of debt. Any advice on over? I got really lazy once I got out of debt. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's not. That's a really good question. Okay, because I felt the same way, and this is what that is. All right, this is what that is. I'm glad that's a very good question. You are experiencing releasing the 40-hour work week. For years, you have been trained that 40 hours work week is a program, right? Who made that up? The people that understand how it works. That doesn't exist. Says who? You've probably been doing it all your life, like me. Once I got that 40 hours back, first I felt lazy because I wasn't always busy doing something. I wasn't always what? Working. And plus, on top of that, I didn't have to because I didn't have no debt. But I felt like I was lazy because I was sleeping in all the time. I was always sleeping. Always, man. I was just, you know what it was? I was enjoying not having to get up at 6 or 7 or whatever hour that I was programmed to get up every single morning to get the coffee, to get breakfast, to get in the traffic before this time. I didn't have to do any of that. I just slept. I would sleep to like 10, 11 every single day. And I used to feel lazy. I used to be like, man, what am I doing? I'm just wasting the time in my life. No, I wasn't. I was just, I don't know. It's very difficult. I was regaining something because I didn't know waking up Monday through Friday at a certain time was a program, even though it's clearly a program. You get up at 6, you get a breakfast at 6:30, you get into traffic before this because if traffic is this, and then that light will keep you long when that turning light signal was this long and it's going to take me this long. That's a program. That's a program the whole time. I didn't even know that. So yeah, man, don't feel like that. Cause it's just you're just what it is like it took me a year to break the 40-hour work week program, right? Saturday and Sunday are not special. They're not weekends. It's a continuous loop. It doesn't, and the week never ends. Saturday comes, Sunday comes, Monday comes, Tuesday comes, Wednesday comes. But it's just a loop. Nothing ends. Saturday and Sunday are not special. They're just days of the week. Saturday is no different than Monday. Nothing. I was like, damn, that's a program too. Yep. What's up, Alex? E-Man. And I'll tell you this, once you get through that phase of that stuff right there, you will whatever, because this is what I truly believe. I truly believe everybody has something that they would They love something so much that they would do it for free if they could afford it. Like if they didn't have any debt, they would do it for free. When that happens, when you get out of debt, whatever that is that you've put on the back burner because of you're in so deep in debt, you're probably thinking, oh man, that wouldn't make enough money to support my lifestyle because I need this much money per month, blah, blah, blah. That's debt. Once you're free, that comes to the forefront and you're going to do whatever it takes to fulfill it. And that this is like the SMD. I didn't know. I didn't quit my job and said I'm gonna start a channel called SMD. They didn't happen like that. I just know something was pointing me towards this direction, and voila, here I am on the mic with people listening. You know how many people have told me, "Man, LJ, I've been listening to you for years, man, and I noticed, man, you're giving away all this information, and you're not even asking for nothing. You're not trying to sell me nothing. You're not trying to." People think that shit is weird. They said that's weird. You're giving away all these gems and you're not even trying to sell me anything, even though I am. But the difference is between me and them is that I'm going to change your life forever. The information that I sell you is going to change your life forever. It's going to change your family's life. It's going to change your generations. There is no other channel like this one on YouTube. Do you understand that? There is none. Don't believe me? Go try to find one like this. Go try to find another channel like the SMD channel. There is none. When it comes to When it comes to becoming debt free, I'm unlike SMD is unlike millions of people. Millions. Millions don't know the information that I provide here on this channel. Millions. Being debt free is part of the process, but cost of living plays a part in working a 40-hour work week. Yeah, it's once you get out of debt, you'll realize you'll know exactly how much money you need to live the life that you want. Just put it that way. You'll know exactly what you need to make because a lot of people make a lot of money, not a lot of money, but a lot of people make some money that they could live pretty good if they didn't have debt. Put it this way. The news, you know, they always say if you make this much money, you're in poverty. You're in this. That's a program. None of that is true. That's not true. What they're leaving out is this. This is what they're leaving out, the main part when you hear stuff like that. Hey, if you make X amount of dollars, you are considered poverty. Only what they're leaving out is this. Only if you're in debt. If you make this much money and you're in debt, you're in poverty. That's true. But if you're not in debt and you make that much money, you're not in poverty. You're not poor. People think if somebody makes $30,000 a year, according to the news, they're broke. Oh, if you make this much money, you are below poverty. Says who? That graph on TV? Oh, they're talking about the people making $30,000 deep in debt, making car payments and all these other payments. Yeah, that's true. But if you're not in debt, that's not true. Because I made six figures for years, but the whole time I was in debt. Too busy trying to show the world that I made six figures. Look, I make six figures. Look at my car. Look where I live. Look at the clothes I'm wearing. Look at my furniture. Because when people see all that, what's the first question they're going to ask? What do they do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Everybody says that. Hey, what do you do? Like it means anything. Job titles don't mean anything. Job titles mean nothing if you're in debt. If you're a slave, if you have a if you're Put it this way, if your student loans are older than your job title means nothing. You're just a high-paid slave. A high-paid slave. Yeah, according to the debt matrix, sure were. I was considered a high-value man, a successful computer engineer with a college degree, making six figures at a reputable company. I was considered high value according to who? The debt matrix? Yep, the debt matrix. I was a high value slave. Sure was. How do I know that? I was making car payments. The reason why I was making car payments, I couldn't afford the car. Duh. That's why I'm making payments. It's not even what you make. It's have you had it's have you have left after expenses paid for the month. I would love if people said that versus what they make pre-tax. Well, again, that's we're programmed to say that, to say the gross amount. How is it programmed? Because it's programmed to for us to put it on credit applications. That's the that's one of the questions they ask you on every credit app. What is your gross income? Because they know most slaves wouldn't be able to answer that question if say, "Hey, what's your income?" What no, what is your net? You know the nightmare would be if they say, "What is your net income?" Half unconscious slaves would be like, "What's that? What's net? What's that mean?" That's why it just says gross, because the gross never changes, even though it means nothing. Getting tired of being trapped in that world, being a hamster on that wheel. Nobody ever now unconscious slaves, I'm sure you've got because I've heard it. I heard, hey man, stop being a hamster on the wheel. You tired of running on that wheel? You know what they don't tell you? What's the wheel? And who's powering it? You. You already know you're the hamster, right? You already do know you're the hamster. But nobody tells you what the wheel is made of. The wheel is you. You make the wheel. By when you get in credit card debt with several credit cards, that's the wheel. You get into car payments and then you're upside down in them. Now you can't get out. That's the wheel. When you're taking credit cards to pay off other credit cards, that's the wheel. You're so far upside down in your car, you have to keep trading it in every 3 years because you have to in order to get out, you have to buy your way out, but you don't have any money to get out. That's the wheel. That's the wheel. You create the wheel. Nobody ever told you that, huh? That's why I told you SMD is a very unique channel. You won't hear this information. Go try to find another channel that explains what the hamster wheel is made of and who's powering it, how it's powered. It's spinning so fast, they just dangle, listen, they just dangle the dollars, the money in front of you, and you guys keep running faster and faster. You know how when a wheel's spinning so fast that you almost can't see it? That's how fast it's going. You guys don't realize the money is on the outside of the wheel, not the inside of the wheel. It's spinning too fast. Once you start to slow down, you're going to start to say, wait a minute, that money dangling out on the end of that stick is on the outside of my wheel. Yes, it's not on the inside. And it's an illusion. It's not even real money. Cosmic says income equal revenue minus expenses. When people say what they make, they are saying their revenue, not the income. Snuggle says, I like the fact that you understand you being out of debt is what really makes people make money. That is why I like your channel, because you don't want people to be in debt. No, I don't want anybody to be in debt. But at the same time, the majority must remain in debt. I know that sounds weird, but that's important. And all you have to do is understand that any economy anywhere in the world, if it runs the way this one does, which is on debt or capitalism or whatever name they stamp on the economy, this is what's funny. This is what's funny about names and terms. Oh man, the US is capitalist. We're this and that. Hey man, strip off all the names. Just say, is it math? Yeah, that's it. Don't worry about what it is. Just say it's math. What does it run on? Debt. Do the majority have to be in debt for it to work? Yes, that's all you need to know. Don't worry about it being capitalist or socialist and this and all this other. Don't worry about any of that. Just say math. How does it work? The majority must be in debt for it to work. Cool. Understand it. That's it. Right now, just in myself. I don't invest in anything outside of myself. This is why. I don't own my house yet. What's going to get me a house the fastest? Me. I'm 51. There is no investment outside of myself that's going to get me a house faster than me right now. I just put 100% investment in me. And that's a good question, because a lot of people always ask me that question. What do you invest in? Nothing, just me. People think that's weird. Oh man, what about real estate? What about this and that? No, just me. People find it weird when you say you invest in yourself. Now that should be a hint. That should tell you. That should tell you that people obviously don't do it. That means that's the correct direction to go. Because if you ask the average person what do they invest in, they always have an answer for something. It's always something outside of themselves. You rarely hear people say, "Oh, I'm just investing in myself," because they don't know what the fuck that means. What's that mean? How's that gonna make you money? What do you mean how that's gonna make me money? What do you mean? Right. That's a good describe investing in. Oh, you asked the question. Describe owning a home, working out. Uh yeah. Um I started on the health thing well before I started getting savings minus debt. So I was already on that. Uh Growing the SMD channel. This is my main thing right here. Making SMD channel, the SMD business. That's my goal. Okay. And I'm already there mentally. Just the only thing that's the difference right now, just enough people don't know who I am yet or know the SMD channel, period. Right. Because I want to make sure those stay separate, me and SMD. Even though I created it, yes, but I want to make sure it stays separate. So I kind of catch myself back and forth. But I want this to be, this will be one of the biggest channels on YouTube. This will be. Just people don't know me yet. That's it. That's the only thing. They just don't know me yet. That's it. And health is just part of life, because now I know I own the time of my life, and I need this body to walk around on earth. Without this body, I can't enjoy the money that I'm going to be making, because I need to move. So me, I listen to my body whenever, when I already since a young age, I already made up in my mind that I was never going to be overweight, extremely overweight, right? I made this up in my mind as a young child. And then as I got to be older, as soon as I started getting in my mid 20s, I noticed that I was gaining weight. and I noticed that my stomach was hanging over my belt and all this other stuff, and I said, "Oh, that's enough." Then I changed it. I said, "No, I'm not doing that." Because what people don't really understand is this: you're still an organism, and I'm telling you, at 51, thank God I took care of myself in my 20s and my 30s. I mean, just throughout my life. Thank God I did that because now I'm seeing people that, like a lot of rappers, famous people that I grew up with that were my time, they're dying. They're dying 9 times out of 10 because of rough living as they were drinking and smoking and just just not giving the body what it needs. I mean, think about it this way so you guys can really get it. We need to sleep. We have to sleep. When the sun goes down, something inside of our body says, you need to go up, go to bed, turn off the lights, and go to sleep. Why is that? Why do we need to sleep? Your body needs you to be unconscious for it to do something. It wants you totally unconscious. It turns on dreams. Think of a dream as a movie, like they like play at the dentist's office while they work on your mouth. Your body plays a dream for you, plays a movie for you, why it does what it needs to do. And then when it's done, it turns the movie off and you wake up. Shout out to Sonny the Great for the 3.99 super chat. Suburban neighborhoods are the new slave quarters. Yeah, they're packing them in. I ain't gonna lie. Down here in Myrtle Beach, they're making so many housing communities. They're just packing slaves in, just packing them in. They go buy a lot from a farmer out here and then pack in 100 houses on it. And then they give housing association like it's one big apartment complex. That's what the housing HOAs are for. That's just rent for that house being there, and that's forever. That's forever. That's insane. I would never do that, right? And then all of a sudden, they just pack them in, and then each person in this lot believe they're homeowners. Isn't that's just the banks? Let me tell you something. The banks are they're absolutely amazing. They're absolutely amazing, man. They got each person in these suburban quarters thinking that they're homeowners. That is absolutely hands down. Shut up. Get on my knees, banks. You guys are the master magicians. What's up, El Selector? Ty said, would you consider meet and greets in the future bringing together? Oh, yeah, most definitely. Oh, yeah, that's most definitely. I'm excited to meet most of the people. I've met two people from the SMD channel before this happened, though. Two people. I met two people, and that was cool. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to meet you guys. I'm excited to hear your stories. I'm excited for you, man. Because you guys know I want each and every one of you to become multimillionaires. I'm not going to be jealous of you. Even if you got out here and became a multimillionaire before me, I'm not going to be jealous of you. I'll be like, congratulations. Because you know, I will probably be the only person you tell that to. You're not going to tell an unconscious slave that you're a multimillionaire. You're not going to do that. It also proved that you should only eat during daylight hours. Late night eating is bad for yeah, it is. Late night eating. I cut myself off at 8 o'clock. Now, do I stick to that rule every single night? No, I'm working on it. But 8 to 12 p.m. Right. So I still got 2 more hours before I can eat. But it's not like trust me, your body will get used to it. It'll stop bugging you. But as soon as 12 o'clock hits, it's time to eat. I gotta eat for sure. Else I get grumpy and shit like that. But your body will just get used to it. First it fought me. It's like, hey man, we've been trained to eat breakfast at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's a program too. You don't have to eat at 8 or 9. You don't have to eat breakfast. You don't have to do none of that. You can just not. I just wake up, eat at 12 o'clock, and I'm good. And then after you get used to the 8 to 12, and then you start changing the type of foods that you're eating on the hours that you do eat. Uh Trying to eat once a day. I mean, I eat at least twice. Okay. I don't eat 3 times. I eat twice a day. And I'm used to that now. I'm used to eating twice a day now. That's nothing. There's really nothing really. Uh I noticed that because I take a spoonful of sea moss every day. Okay. And to me, I've noticed that my body is rejecting sugar. Now, I'm not saying the sea moss is doing it. I'm just telling you guys something. It's like every time I eat something like with sugar in it, like can't not like orange juice or apple. I'm talking about like aftermarket sugar, candy, cookies, some kind of intensive sweet sugar. My body just doesn't like it. I get this I don't want to say a headache. It's like a more of like a irritating type of, not a full blown headache, but just like a irritating edge, sitting on the edge headache. That's the best way I can describe that. I've noticed when I first started taking the sea moss, I noticed my hair start growing like crazy. Because I was getting my hair. Because you guys noticed that I shaved my head again, right? I was I was going to the haircut place a lot. I mean, I would get my hair cut on Friday, right? And then my hair is damn near grown in by Monday and Tuesday. I was like, okay, yeah, that's too much, man. That's too much. My hair grows like crazy taking sea moss. Now I get from Urban Bros BR. Let me. These are the people I trust. Okay. I think I put them in there. Did I? Yeah, there they go. That's how you find those guys on Instagram. This is where I buy my sea moss. This is who I buy my sea moss through because I trust them. Um, I notice because I take a spoonful every morning. Now it's a taste that you'll get eventually. You might, when you first taste it, you're gonna be like, oh, this is gross, blah blah blah. But once you get used to it, you just take it, swallow, drink some water, and you're good, right? That's what I do every single morning. It's just a routine now, right? It's consistency. But my hair grows like crazy. Uh, the sugar thing, like I said, I don't know if one or two one has anything to do with the other. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just telling you what happens with my body. So that's a good thing because sugar has really no business doing in your body. It's just because of taste. Shout out to Retire for the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. What's up, Hyphy? Yeah, nauseated is good. A good word for it. You're right. Because I I've always listened to my body as growing up. I remember, as a young man, they always press you to drink. Oh, you got to know this type of drink. You got to have this type of drink. But every time I would drink hard alcohol, my body would tell me that it doesn't like it. I mean, I would just have horrible. So I just decided to stop. I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm not drinking, period. So I just don't drink. When you really listen to your body, you often find that you're not even really hungry that often, especially if you're eating nutrient rich foods. You're just in the habit of eating all the time. Exactly. That is exactly true, Wayman. Exactly true. Because sometimes I'll make these veggie burritos, right? With wheat tortillas, and it's just full with vegetables, right? And I'm really satisfied for a really long time because my body is actually using the stuff that I made, right? Because when you go to a fast food restaurant, you might be full for the moment, but most of that stuff that's in that food, your body just it doesn't even know how to process it, let alone use it. What if you got bad genetics in your 20s? CMOS can help. You know, uh, genetics that's different. I mean, it counts on what it is, right? But this is how I look at it, okay? You know how they people think you just naturally go gray when you get a certain age, okay? But if that was true, that means everybody across the board would go gray at a certain age, but that is not true. Not everybody doesn't go gray. So that tells me, and this is just how I think, everybody's body is different. Of course it is. Maybe somebody else's body produces something more naturally than you. So you got to figure out What is your body not producing naturally? So you're going to eat more foods rich in that thing compared to somebody else. No different how your taste buds change from a kid till now. I remember when I was a kid, I always used Miracle Whip when I made sandwiches because it was sweet. But as I got older, now I can't stand Miracle Whip because it's too sweet. I use like Best Foods mayo, which I couldn't stand when I was a kid. So it's the same thing. Same thing. Anyway, I like the health question because I want you guys to understand it does tie in together with debt because again, once you free yourself, you'll realize that you were a slave and you'll realize you didn't a slave cannot own the time in their life. They can't own it because you don't own yourself. If you don't own yourself, wait, let me put that banner back up right there. That's where I get my CMOS. If you don't own yourself, you don't own the time in your life. That's why you don't own yourself because you don't own the time. Once you realize that and you own the time in your life, your whole life is just going to change. You're going to realize, oh shit, I value my time. How can I enjoy my time? Oh, I need my body to enjoy to go the places that I want to go, to climb the stairs, to go to different countries. You need to be healthy. You need to be able to walk to do that and walk not in pain. You know what I'm saying? And I figure like this, when I saw the way the hair on my body responded to sea moss, I said to myself, it must be doing something. It has to be doing something because my hair is just like boom. I got to shave like and shave my head constantly. Now, if you're a person that has a problem growing hair, I strongly suggest you try sea moss. I strongly suggest it because it's crystal clear to me. Now, even like even the texture, like the hair on my face, the texture of my uh the hair that grows on my face is a different, it's like more core. I'm not sure how to describe that, but it's different. I can even hear the difference when I shave, when my blade, my because I use a double-edged razor. I can hear the difference in the shaving when I shave the hairs on my face. See, I like now see, okay, looking into upping your copper to revert. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try that. Because now I'm gonna look for foods with copper in it. Because I try to do it naturally. I don't run straight to a pill and say, I'm gonna get some copper pills. No, I'm just gonna go, you know what? Let me eat foods rich in copper or have high copper, or whatever, right? Just to reverse it. Oh, I got a delivery. Hold on, you guys. I gotta grab something real quick here. Be back in a minute. Talk amongst yourself. Gotta take a little quick bathroom break. Hold on. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Look into the copper stuff, and you have to drink from copper cups to increase copper intake. asked this question earlier because I've got hyperthyroidism, but I stay in shape, eat healthy. Yeah, I mean, I just figured like this, I trust these guys, Urban Bros, and when I started taking it, man, I just saw the way my hair responded. I mean, because you can't, if something's going on in your body, you can't really tell, you know, like with your eyes, but I could tell with my hair. It's crazy. Drink faux tea. Faux tea one reverse grain. Oh, faux tea. I got to see what that is. I don't know what that is. Okay, take a picture of that. And it's not that I don't mind gray, but uh, I just believe I know there's a way if you want to. Sea moss is high in vitamin E that helps the production of sebum. If I'm pronouncing that right. Also promotes hair growth. Hmm. It's man, it is crazy. When I was getting out of debt, I chose to do a whole food plant based diet. Cost me $30, $40 a week, healthy and cheap. You know what's crazy, Ty? It's like, okay, you guys know me. And what I say is this, especially when it comes to finances. If the majority are doing it or the majority can see it, it's the wrong thing to do. That's the same that goes with food. And this is just my opinion, okay? I said to myself not too long ago, I said, do the majority eat meat? Do the majority of people in America eat meat? The answer is yes. So that means I shouldn't. Now, this is what I'm saying in my head, because to stop eating meat, that's tough. That's really, you mean never eat a hamburger again? That's what that means, unless the hamburger now, but because we also forget though that they make stuff that tastes like meat. It's the same thing. You got to get off of, just like getting off. It's just like getting off drugs. People like, oh man, look at that crack. Man, won't they just get off that meth? It's nothing. Okay, why don't you get off of sugar starting right now, today, this second? Right now. No longer stop eating sugar right now. If you can't, that's because you're hooked. The reason why people don't look at sugar and meth the same way, because one's illegal and one's legal. People don't look at sugar as an addiction. It is. Nothing wrong with meat. It just depends on the intake and the kind of meat one eats. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with meat. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying stop eating meat. I'm just saying how I look at things now. Do the majority eat meat? Yeah, then I probably shouldn't, because the majority have health problems. You see what I'm saying? The majority of people have health problems due to themselves. Because when I got in shape, you know what I did? The opposite of the majority. I stopped going to fast food restaurants. I stopped going out to eat a lot. I chose the different types of foods to eat. People just always say, oh man, you can't have a six pack after 30. I said, yes, you can. Watch. And I did. I had an 8 pack. I can go all the way to 8. Why stop at 6 when you can go to 8? I can do that anytime. And I can still do it now. I still have a 6 pack and I ain't even hitting it like that anymore. I still take my shirt off in public and I ain't been to the gym in over a year. You guys see what I do on the videos if you've ever watched them. Anyway, I don't mind you guys talking about that sometimes too, though, because a lot of people are interested in that for sure. LJ, my mother had me and my brother taking herbs since we were small children, and always made sure that she implemented healthy eating. It has carried over into adulthood. Wow, that's amazing, man. Man, imagine carrying those eating habits and financial habits over into your children naturally. That's how generational wealth is created. Generational wealth and generational health. I just went on a date. I ordered a skim latte and she got a piece of cake and a Coca-Cola. A piece of cake and a Coke. God damn, you know how much sugar that is? There is no way. I don't drink pop anyway. I mean, when I go out, like if I go to Chick-fil-A, I'll have a pop, but I don't buy pop for home. You see what I'm saying? I don't pick up a 2 liter of Coke and put it in the fridge or a six pack. I don't buy pop like that. But if I go to Chick-fil-A, I'll order a Coke. Okay. But there is no way I could have a Coca-Cola and a piece of cake or Coca-Cola and some cookies. My body would have a fit if I did something like that. It would be like, what are you doing? You know good and well we don't do that. If I ate that much sugar, I could feel my body pulsating. I don't know. It's like sometimes, like there was one time my girlfriend brought home these yogurt cup covered pretzels. Man, those things are addictive. Man, I couldn't believe. I was like, I said to myself when she brought these home, I was like, "What is this? Yogurt covered pretzels?" I bit one. I was like, "Oh damn!" It's like a crunchy, salty, sweet. I was like, oh. But anyway, I had ate a whole bunch of them that day, right? And I was like, then my body was like pulsating of all this sugar. I was like, oh yeah, I can't be doing none of that. I cannot do that. Sugar is just not like my favorite candy is Reese's. Okay. Now, if I ever want some, I'll buy a pack, like a 2 cup pack, and then I'll eat it. I won't buy a bag from Costco. Idle is vital. Sure is. I've lost 35 pounds since I escaped the matrix. I now walk 15,000 steps 5 days a week. I I practice if only eating from that's what happens. Fast food restaurants have bottled water as an option. You know what? That's a good. And you know what's so funny you said that? I just thought that the other day. Substitute the bottled water for the pop. Because when I first was getting out of debt, this is what I mean, not of debt. When I was first getting, because I was out of shape, but I wasn't going to the gym, and I was a little overweight. I wasn't like you. If you saw me walking down the street, you'd be like, "Oh my God, LJ is so fat." No, it wasn't like that. But if I took my clothes off, it'd have been different, right? But damn, I lost my train of thought. Damn it, hate it when that happens. Oh yeah, 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 okay. Okay, so when I used to go out and eat a lot. First thing I started stop doing, it was getting dessert. Because you can't just stop. You're addicted. If you're eating fast food all the time, you're addicted to it. Okay. Uh, and then so first thing I did was I stopped getting dessert until I got used to that. And then I stopped getting larges. Instead of going to wherever I was going and getting a large, I would get a regular because they always try to upsell it. Would you like to upgrade that to large? I started saying no, regular. And then I started easing myself off of fast food. And then I started walking, and that's just how I did it. But I realized that I was addicted to it. What's up, Jimmy? Hi, SMG family. LJ, I have been taking a spoonful of moring, moringa powder daily for a month or so. I had to buy a heavy duty pair of nail. Whoa. Oh, heavy duty nail clippers, huh? Hmm. Interesting. Okay, cool, man. Yeah. Wow, man. I appreciate it. Just let them know I sent you, man. Just let them know I sent you. I trust those dudes. They send the CMOS in a timely manner. All that. Me too. My body is like that with eggs. Huh. Okay. I asked a woman out and she wanted to go to Dairy Queen to have a DQ Blizzards and a French fries. I never go there again. Man, I'm not saying don't enjoy a nice hamburger, okay? And some now, I'm not a fan over fast food restaurants, but the reason why I go to Chick-fil-A because I like their service. I don't think I don't think their food is any better than anybody else's. It's just fast food. I just like their service. Their service is impeccable. You know, you you look to see the people that work for Chick-fil-A. It's not like the same people that may work at Popeyes. You know, you could say what you want, but the reason why Chick-fil-A is making the money they're making, their customer service is impeccable for a fast food restaurant. It's just impeccable, man. They got their shit together. You see how smoothly they was running in the middle of the pandemic? That was, man, hands down. That's all I drink is water. I only drink water. Water is so important. That is all you need to drink. You don't need soda or juice or yeah, you don't need none of that stuff. The only thing I just drink water, especially during like when you guys hear me on the mic. I got a big old jug of water right here, and I drink distilled water too. I drink distilled. That's the only kind I buy at the stores. Damn, cake and pop plus that's like 1,000 calories. It takes a caloric deficit of 3,500 calories to lose a pound. Now, no wonder people pack on weight so quickly. Plus, this is what a lot of people don't pay attention to is sodium intake. When the summer comes and I'm ready to shred up, I just pay attention to my sodium content daily. You guys will be surprised how much weight you lose if you pay attention to daily sodium amounts. Now, it's very tough. Okay. If you try to keep your sodium intake between 1,500 and 3,000 per day, good luck. You're gonna once you pay attention to all the things you eat and you find out how much sodium is in almost everything you eat, you're gonna be surprised. Our bodies are made of mostly water. And if you got if you're inputting whole bunch of sodium in your body, guess what? You're retaining all that water. Yep, yes, you are. You're retaining all that water. You pay attention to sodium amount, daily intake, your whole body will change. But then you're gonna have to stop eating the foods that you eat because if you go check out my just Google your wherever you eat fast food, Google whatever meal you buy, how much sodium is in that meal. Now, remember what I said. If you want to lose weight, you keep it between 1,500 milligrams to 3,000 milligrams per day. Now, go find out how much sodium is in one meal that you might get at a fast food restaurant. It's going to blow your mind. I live across from a full service Dairy Queen, a full service. I don't even know what that means. It's my favorite dessert, but I needed to make a change. Nothing is worse than an overweight retiree. Yeah, man. What's up? Can you hear me? Okay, I can see somebody, but I don't hear nobody. Maybe let me make sure it's not me. Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
All right, nah, enough respect. Hey, we come true here. Y'all talking about, some of the health stuff, and if you recall, I did a segment one time, and I had Reginald J. Brown on here. We were kind of relating a whole debt-free mindset to nutrition and your food and stuff. And I mean, this is definitely a good topic because it kind of relates to the whole debt-free thing. But yeah, you said it right. Part of controlling yourself and your body and taking control of your mind, it's also going to be keeping yourself alive and what you put into your body. It comes with the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're a full vegetarian, Hyphy?
Well, I just say like, nah, I don't eat any type of animal produce at all. But
You don't eat
I mean,
no
some
meat.
people was
You don't eat no
yeah,
meat.
in anything from animal, period.
Oh,
Meat,
period,
dairy,
period.
anything.
Wow.
Um, yeah, but see, so people would call that term vegan, but
Right.
you see, I'm really not focused on the label of it because
Mhm.
I see
Mhm.
people that go around claiming to be vegan,
Mhm.
and I'm like, y'all eating some horrible shit. Y'all,
Mm.
the
Mm.
stuff y'all eating, y'all may as well eat meat.
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What is the purpose of not okay, I understand the meat part, but why no animal like eggs? Why not? Why?
All right, so now don't get me wrong, because I grew up in a household that ate that type of stuff. So
Right.
naturally, me being raised, I was brought up on that. Um, for me, and it comes to like really doing your research, just how you would ask me, hey, why would you not feel a credit score is important?
Okay. All right.
But when you
You
really
set the
start
stage. I
understanding,
got it.
hey,
I'm on the stage. I got it.
yeah, yeah. So when you really start understanding, hey, why, and you ask yourself the why, you start understanding because you
Mm.
don't need it. Um, Now I ain't gonna try to turn this to like a whole nutrition um, diet or food
No, man.
intake
Say
science
it how it
whatever.
needs to be said.
But
Say it how it needs to be
but
said.
truth is, and I mean on Discord I'll probably drop some supporting evidence, but
Mm.
the human body really wasn't meant to consume any animal
Mm.
produce. Period. And I
Mm.
know, like, don't get me wrong, I know people got their Bibles and whatever that says opposite, but I'm just telling people the truth. And like I said, I got the science and research to, prove what I'm saying.
No,
But
I
and it's
and
it's
I
a
agree.
reason why. Oh, go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm saying, okay, now, not just trying to use myself as evidence, but it's a reason why you got some people who have been just eating like this is a plant-based diet for decades, 10, 20, 30 years and stuff,
Mm.
way
Mm.
longer than I have.
Mm.
So yeah, but I mean it's just yeah, our bodies really wasn't made to consume that stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, I look at it just the mindset to cross over and to start eating in a more healthy way is similar to the stuff that you talk about with the whole debt thing. It does take discipline. It takes understanding. It takes questioning why did the majority do certain stuff and trying to really figure out why. It's the
Right.
why.
Right.
And then when you start understanding, you might realize, hey, that's wrong or it don't make sense. Then you can start making better choices.
No, I'll be thinking about it. Because I eat eggs, scrambled eggs all the time, right? And I've seen certain messages that come across
Hmm.
come across my Instagram, and I'm like, It just makes me think. It's like, have I been programmed to believe I need breakfast, lunch, and dinner? These things need to be in these breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, that's another thing also, like the whole how many times you should eat during the day or
Mm.
whatever. I mean, I saw you've been around the gyms and all
Mm-hmm.
that, and you heard this bro science. Oh, well, if you eat 6 smaller meals per day, your body can break it down. Like, oh,
Right. Right.
oh, it's crazy. You don't need none of that stuff, fam. Um, but okay, like you asked about eggs. Now, okay, like I'm Monique, and everybody in maybe South Florida, they'll know about this fruit called ackee. It's a Caribbean fruit, but basically ackee, you can cook it, and it is basically it kind of tastes like eggs, but it's a fruit.
Mm.
But like I
Aki.
said, you
How
can't
you
get it.
spell it? How
Yeah,
do you spell it?
ACKEE.
ACKEE.
Correct. Yeah. In
AC.
America, the only place you want to be able to get it from is, like I said, somewhere in South Florida, because it comes from the islands,
Okay.
popular among the Caribbean people. But for example, that's a food that you could cook it just like egg. Like you'll see people they usually have ackee and salt fish, but that's just
Hmm.
another example of an alternative you can eat. And like I said, it doesn't come from an animal; it comes from a plant.
So tell me this: how do you feel about this new meatless foods that are coming out? Is that just another process something too? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, once again, just like you tell people, hey, if you look at your credit, your billing statements when it comes to at the end of the month, hey, they were telling me, oh, the reason that they're taking an extra $5 out is because they
Mm,
charged me to process the payment for my insurance every month.
mhm.
You see, you didn't know that until you started looking at your statements, right?
Mm. I like that example. Yeah, that's a good
All right,
example. I
so
like
so
that.
now let's start taking this package and let's look at the ingredients in this
Mm.
stuff.
Mm.
Why does
Right.
this supposedly this vegan item, why does it have 60 ingredients in it and there's 12 of them I can't even pronounce?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
All
right.
right, so so now we
Damn.
got, because this new wave, we got people who are what is it, beyond meat, for example.
Yes, Beyond Meat. Yeah.
All right, that's the new crave because it's a new wave, and I live in Los Angeles. This is like the vegan capital, basically.
Okay.
Um, all right, so you got this wave of people who have run to Beyond Meat because they feel they're eating healthier, we'll say.
Right. Right.
All right, now I'm just going to use Beyond Meat as an example, but there's plenty other brands. If you go look up some of these ingredients, these are not plant-based ingredients. These are ingredients made in labs. This
Mm.
the one ingredient that makes Beyond Meat so juicy, as if it
Mhm.
was real meat. For
Mhm.
example, that's a patented ingredient they created in a lab.
Oh my God. Mm.
So I keep hearing people use terms plant-based with vegan. I don't hear anything plant-based related to creating something out of a lab.
And I guess what it is what well, I think what people understand is that what are the guidelines for them to be able to stamp plant-based on the package? 2% plant, what does that mean?
Yeah, see, that's I think in every every region, like they have their own different standards and stuff.
Right, right.
So okay, for example, I could take 99, I could have some whey protein, for example, and
Mhm.
it could have 99%, it could be 99% whey, but it could still have, some sugar in there, but
Right,
they'll just say, whatever.
right, right.
But yeah, it's about like really just questioning, why is this in my product to begin with, whatever it is, this meat alternative, whatever. Because when I see 40 ingredients just to make something that I can make with 80 ingredients, it don't sound right. So it's like playing this whole game where, oh, um you go get this from Robinhood, and then you do this, and then you let it sit for a while, and then you come back and then you pay off the debt. Nah, let's
Mhm.
just take the easy route. Let's skip
Right.
all the BS and let's just keep it simple, because you always say, hey, let's keep it simple when it comes to your debt. Just
Yeah,
pay the debt off. Don't try to do this, the Bitcoin and then cash out. Nah, let's keep it simple.
right. Now, how long you been vegan? How long you been vegan?
All right, so I've been on it since 2014.
Okay, wow.
And
Wow.
like I said, whenever I hear people, peers around me, family, whatever, because I'm the only one, I don't I don't put pressure on my peers to, or try to convert them, as people would
Right,
say, beat them with the Bible,
right,
because it's something that you would have to want to do.
right.
Whenever I'm asked questions, I'll just give whatever information you asking. But like I said, I don't try to beat you. If you want to do it, then we could really have a talk. But it's something that you got to want. Just like being debt free, you got to want it.
Well, when you're at these family functions, don't they start messing with you because you don't eat meat? Oh man, you can't eat this, you can't have that. Do they do stuff like that?
It's the same thing as
Dead.
the whole debt thing. The same
Yeah,
way you see it with everybody is, oh,
that
that's
is
so cool,
funny. It's almost
and
identical, man. It's almost like
that's
parallel.
yeah, man.
Wow.
It's the same thing as.
You know what that tells me?
Basically,
That tells me that's the correct direction to go. That's what it tells me. Everything I'm hearing you, because I trust you, and it feels like just like what you're using the debt, trying to cross somebody over from the debt matrix, it's the same thing. I can see it.
oh yeah, correct. Yeah, it's like every family, whatever family get together, it's if you got multiple people. Okay, they don't see me eating what? Oh, damn, you're not going to get none of that. Hey, hyphy, I know you want to go taste them ribs. Uncle Kev made them ribs. I know you want that, and then it'll kick off that conversation.
Right.
And people see I'm content with where I'm at, and then they want to pick my brain and telling me, hey, that's so cool. Oh, I want to do this. I want to, I want to be able to do that, or I want to have at least 5 days of the week where I don't eat this, or blah blah blah. And so they'll try to pick my brain. But like I said, this may be the 8th time we had this conversation. So what does that mean? It's just they can't cross over. Just like last time I was around a family member. I mean, I made her an acai bowl, but she said, yeah, it's good, but I just couldn't have this every day. I need whatever, the meat and all that. But so it's just like when you maybe talk to somebody about the debt and they might complain about, I got to make this car payment, or I can't wait till I got this car paid off. But what happens when they pay that car off, or when they get close to, they trade it in.
Trade it in. Yep. You're right.
So it's just, you do not have the discipline, or you don't want it that bad to give it up.
Oh, it most definitely takes discipline. It did. I mean, I did it. I mean, I've never gone no meat. I can't say that I've ever done that, but it is amazing when I do come across some vegetarian ideas that really do taste like meat, right? Healthy stuff, right? And it tastes like meat. I'm like, maybe it'll be easy to do if I find healthy vegetarian meals that really do taste like meat.
Oh yeah. And see, at least for me now, because I eat different. Like I'm guessing you, LJ, you might have that craving, like you just got to have something that has a texture and taste of meat.
Oh yeah. That's why I eat a lot of mushrooms, and I eat a lot of mushrooms because it almost similar to texture like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, see that craving, at least for me, that craving has is been gone.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's long gone. And
well,
like,
so you
don't get me
don't need
wrong.
nothing. You don't need nothing to taste like meat. That's just me because I still have the craving.
Correct.
Gotcha.
But don't get me wrong, because I still eat some cooked foods, but also eat raw foods, raw meals. It doesn't have to be cooked as well. It's amazing. Sometimes even for dinner, out of everything that I would want, sometimes I just feel like having a bunch of bananas and some oranges for dinner. Like, that's what I'm craving.
That is crazy. That sounds crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie. Ooh, I'm sure I'm hungry. What am I gonna have for dinner? Some bananas and oranges. No, I've never said that ever.
Right. Okay, I just, I'll leave another gem. The same way, because I hear like a lot of people saying, hey, try to drink a gallon of water a day.
Right.
But okay, like me, when I wake up every morning, I have an acai bowl. So that's the bowl with all the fruit. You might have some berries, nuts sprinkled on top, seeds, whatever. I eat one of those. Not only does it fill me up until dinner, my body is hydrated the whole day. I'm shooting clear the whole day, basically.
Wow.
So because that fruit, it has so much water intake, you're getting so much nutrients. And that's where I take my sea moss also. I put my sea moss in that bowl. So yeah, I'm just like you. I eat the sea moss every day. I just took a week off of it because for like 4 years, I've been taking sea moss every single day.
Oh, okay. So what was it like stopping for a week? Did you notice anything?
I didn't notice anything. Honestly, because I'm still taking in just so many other just natural, roots and all that.
Right.
But yeah, I've been on that stuff. But yeah, this whole wave is pretty interesting because you got like I said, you got the SMD, which would
Mhm.
just be, hey, I'm just going to quit all that stuff together. Or you might
Right.
have the velocity banking route, which might be, hey, let's go buy a whole bunch of Beyond Meat and Gardein burgers and all
Right.
that stuff. Are you really are you really doing it the right way?
That's big. I mean, when I think about it though, I thought getting out of debt was big, man. Trying to say I'm gonna stop eating meat, that's huge, man. That is huge. That means I could never have a burger again. Uh Steak, salmon, it's just like, whoa. It's just crazy. But you're right. That's just the because it can't be true because you don't have those cravings. So that obviously means that I'm obviously addicted to it.
Yeah, and see, don't get me wrong. My family comes from Louisiana, the home of
Gotcha.
seafood.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the last, like, even when I was eating all that stuff, that's the one thing that I love to eat. I love seafood. Like, don't get me wrong,
Mm.
steak and all that. I understand all of that stuff
Mhm.
could be good, but for me, it was seafood,
Mm.
authentic seafood. Like I grew up on that stuff. So,
Mm.
but for me, it was just understanding like the whole Fukushima incident, for example, which is pretty much ruined all of the ocean life. Just understanding how bad that stuff was for you.
Mm.
Talking about the
Mm.
seafood, and then
Mm.
in this day, have you ever went into a market and maybe just looked at some salmon, and you might see salmon, one might be that dark pink, and
Yes.
then you might have
Yeah.
one just kind of bland.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that one with less color, that's farm raised seafood.
Yeah. It says on the package though. It says farm raised.
Yeah, so you eating seafood that wasn't even raised in its natural habitat.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, that's not wild caught. That's farm raised seafood.
So you're eating whatever they feed those fish.
Correct.
Mm.
And their goal is to get those fish to mature in the shortest
That
amount of time.
Oh god, yeah,
They
you're
ain't worried
right.
about the life of those fish or what, giving them quality food. They're just worried about the
Mm.
weight, and that's it.
That's why the wild stuff is more money than the farm raised.
Correct.
Mm.
Correct. And sometimes of the year, that wild caught stuff, it might be limited. Like if you go to
Right.
a seafood spot that really does it, there might be times where they don't have certain items on the menu or the price is increased.
Mm. You know what I say? And tell me if you think about this too. This is what I've been thinking about lately. I've been instead of going to Walmart, right, or the big chain stores, I've been going to the more people call them yuppie stores, but stores like Whole Foods, Lowe's Foods, Publix. I've noticed
Hmm.
the quality of food is different than the other stores. Have you found that to be true?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Not yeah. That's why it's just basically whatever area and you start to get the feeling of, okay, where do I get this item from, that item from.
Right.
Now in your case, so what are you saying that maybe the food at like a Sprouts or Whole Foods, Publix, the food is better quality as opposed to
It looks
Walmart?
like, yeah, just you could clearly see that it's better quality. You can clearly see that. Or
Okay,
at least
okay.
it looks that way
Right. So I
because it's
keep in
definitely more
mind,
expensive.
yeah, and you saying, but you can see the correlation of quality that in a more expensive food in it.
Correct. Correct. I can see why the stores look the way they look and have the customers that they have and the food that they have.
Hmm. Okay, so that's when it comes down to how much is it worth for you to save money on food as opposed to the quality.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, oh yeah, if you're going to Walmart, yeah, I mean we know Walmart's goal is to provide the customer with real good
Mhm.
prices. So
It's
that's
just
not, they're not going to focus on the quality cuts.
Yeah, it's a different experience. There's this one store down here in South Carolina, man. It's just it's in a different area, which is the more money area. And this particular store, it's like a whole different experience inside this store. They had like chefs in the back. It's crazy to see this type of store. It was just an amazing store, and I was like, "This is where I need to be shopping."
Oh yeah, like Whole Foods, you go in, they got they even had like their own restaurant in there. They got the chefs in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a whole different type of
Mhm.
experience. But hey, you know, out here we call it a whole paycheck because you might walk in Whole Foods and spend eight, you might spend $84 on 6 items of food, but
But you think about it though. You think about it when you're debt free, it's not whole paycheck. It's just a little bit higher price food. You know what I'm saying? It's not your whole check.
correct. Um, well, hell, one of the ways that'll help you become debt free even faster and put some money in your pocket is just cooking at home.
Yeah, cooking at home for sure.
You know,
For
and,
sure.
and that's the way I go. I mean, for me personally, there's just no way I could eat out all the time. As if I, you see some people do, hey, on lunch break, where we going on lunch break? It's
Mhm.
just no way I could do that because there's no way that restaurant is going to put or create a quality meal as good as I would without all the extra BS. And then I got to
Right.
pay you for that also.
Right. Right.
Like, nah,
Right.
I couldn't do that. Um, okay, Cosmic Wisdom. She says the best kept secret are local farmers and cloud shops. The meat that you buy, I can't see the rest. And
It's so fresh. They're mooing 4 days before it's on your plate. Dang.
okay, yeah. And and if I was into that stuff, that's the way I would go, which is
Right.
just getting it from a local farmer because you can actually invest in livestock. And when it's time for that livestock to be slaughtered, you get your portion, whatever you put in. So yeah, you've technically invested in to that farm. That would be the best way to do it because if you live in um, Myrtle Beach and let's just say they specialize in chicken is popular out there. There's no reason
Mhm.
you should be getting chicken shipped from New Mexico and
Right.
Nevada. You should
Right.
be able to get that type of stuff locally. It's going to be its best.
Well, fast food restaurants are booming. I mean, they got a ton of fast food. I mean, that's everywhere across the United States. It just it just tells you, man. It just tells you which seeing this is what gives me the signal to go vegan, right? Is that the
Hmm.
amount of fast food restaurants that are everywhere is telling me to go vegan.
Mm.
Overweight people, just the amount of overweight people. And you know as well as I know, with people working from home, obesity is about to go through the roof. Food is being people don't even have to leave their house to get their groceries, fast food, nothing. It's crazy.
Crazy facts. Um, yeah, that's crazy. Now, see, I understand in other areas it would probably be a little bit harder to go that whole vegan route. But
Mhm.
like I said, I live in an area where it's like the capital of that whole movement. You got
Mm.
farmers markets, 30, 40 vendors, and it's just dedicated to nothing but vegan food. And you can
Mm.
find them
Mm.
all in like every little community. But um, yeah, this whole wave of stuff is definitely similar to trying to become debt free. It
Right.
takes a certain mindset, and it's not
Yeah.
just a thing you do like a diet. A diet is something that
Right.
you do temporarily.
Right.
If you change your eating life habits, that's a lifestyle. It's not a diet.
No, it's been something that's been on my mind. I've been thinking about it, man, and that is, I've been thinking to myself, if I could get out of debt, there shouldn't be no problem for me, really, because I think getting out of debt is even tougher than going vegan. You know?
Hmm. Yeah, it I would definitely say yeah. I would definitely agree because like I said, I'm speaking from somebody that has a lot of time and knowledge put into it,
Right. Right.
and I actually enjoy the process of cooking. So, like to me, it wasn't hard, but like you said, whichever the debt free team, it may be a little bit harder for you. But and I'm not trying to diss anybody's food or whatever, but you see, like me, my mindset because it's can become so much of a lifestyle.
Mhm. Mhm.
I almost look at cooked meat and all that. It's like dog food to me now.
Ooh, really? That's how it looks to you?
That's how it looks. I can't
That's
stand the
crazy.
smell of. Like, I really can't stand the smell of being around too much cooked
Of
meat.
cooked meat. The smell of cooked meat bothers you.
Yeah, like I usually just have to like walk out and
Wow.
be like outside, especially bacon. Um,
That is just crazy to hear. Man, something that I don't even think about. That's interesting. Hmm.
yeah, so like I said, it's just that's how it's become. But it's just the same way. Debt free. I probably can't get Cosmic Wisdom to go buy a new Audi to save her life, even if she
Right.
could go buy a cash. It's just what it is. It's just not in her because she's thinking, hey, that might be one house, that might be two houses. I could never do that.
Mm. Mhm.
So
Mm.
yeah, it all becomes a lifestyle
So
thing.
you can't. So that means you can't go to family barbecues, man, because that's all they're cooking is barbecue and meat.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's one of those things you basically got to be prepared to yeah, you basically just got to be prepared, whenever you go somewhere. Like I said, luckily where I live is, I mean, hell, you always within walking distance of some spot where you could get some good vegan food. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, it's just stuff that you got to be on the lookout for.
That's crazy, man.
But
No,
it
it got me
is
thinking, man. I've been thinking, man. I just been like, man, because I don't really, like I said, I'm not a big fast food eater in the first place, but I do eat meat. I do eat my steak. I like my fish. I like my eggs. But I've been incorporating more. I like this particular veggie burrito that I make that I learned because there's really no excuse. I can watch how to prepare vegan meals on YouTube, right? It's just there. There's no excuse not to, oh, I don't know what to make or fix or the ingredients. No, it's right there on YouTube. You can make it. And it should be good, man. I mean, it should be real. I got to get used to taking the time to prepare the meals. But once it's done, okay, I'm good. It's really good.
right. Yeah, and like I said, it becomes a habit because that first time that you cook something, you trying to follow the recipe to exact. But then you might become a master just like Big Mama, to where she don't measure nothing. She
Right.
just know what to put in that goddamn food. And now it's like second nature making that recipe and it comes
Right.
out just as good. So yeah,
Right.
it'll come like that after a while. But yeah, it's and see that whole lifestyle is translated because like now there's okay, for example, I watched a certain type of soaps that I use, toothpaste. I got to make my own toothpaste because there's so much crap in even like this so-called health toothpaste.
Oh
Um,
boy. Oh boy. Damn.
yes,
Toothpaste?
yeah. See, I got this dog over here getting mad because I said the word pork. He don't even like me saying that word around him. No, but yeah, it's yeah, like it's just a whole lifestyle. Like I said, it comes all together. You might like me. I try to recycle. I just try to help out, do my part. It all comes together.
Mm.
It's full circle. Um, so yeah, I would just tell people that food that you get or you think that you like, it don't
Mhm.
really taste that good without all those added chemicals and ingredients in
Right.
it.
You're right. You're right. Because I was thinking the other day, like
And
when I drink coffee, right? If I couldn't add, my creamer or whatever I'm adding in there, I wouldn't drink it.
okay,
I wouldn't even drink my coffee if I couldn't
now
add my sweetener in it.
now if you taste some Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, you might say different. But I don't know if you ever had that or
Jamaican,
not.
and you don't put
Yeah,
anything in it?
Jamaican, nah, Jamaican coffee from the Blue Mountains, some authentic Blue Mountain coffee. Oh yeah, you might have a different taste when it comes to
What
that.
you mean the way it tastes just naturally, nothing added to it?
The way it tastes naturally.
Wow, Blue Mountain. Okay, Jamaican Blue Mountain Coffee. No, I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm always up to looking for new ways of just doing things I've never knew existed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just like that sea moss. It's one of those Caribbean gems. It's kind of just hitting, but
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
Mm, okay.
exactly. But yeah, possibly just get out there. It's definitely correlations between the whole um choices of eating and the whole debt thing is kind of the same approach in some ways
Hmm.
because like us SMD, we really don't care about the type of car. We just want a car that's going to get us there.
Right. Right. No, I
Food,
like us. What do you think? What do you think that idea with Q Savage right there says baking soda and coconut oil for homemade toothpaste?
okay. It's funny he says that because yeah, see, that is a good homemade toothpaste, even though that's not the type of toothpaste I make, but that is a good homemade toothpaste. But what the recipe he just dropped, that's my deodorant.
What?
You see that? You see, it's only two ingredients and maybe
Yeah.
just adding like a little bit of an essential oil for smell. That's all you
Y-
need. You
Really?
don't need, yeah, that's all you need. When you go to the store and you grab these deodorant bars,
Aluminum.
most of those bars, they got, yeah, aluminum, or as we say in the UK, aluminium. Yeah, stuff that you don't want to be putting on your body. But yeah, yeah, Q Savage, that's a good one right there, Brethren.
Wow, you use those two combinations for deodorant. Okay.
Yeah, and you know how cheap some baking soda is,
Yeah.
which will last you, you
Forever.
know, a long time. Yeah, and a jar of coconut oil that might last you a damn near a whole year. So you don't got to
Yeah.
worry about going and buying stick after stick after stick.
Huh. Because I noticed, like, I've been needing to find something. Because even again, I don't know if this has anything to do with the sea moss, but I've noticed that like under the regular deodorant just is not. I don't know. I just don't want to wear it for some reason. I'm not sure what that is. It just doesn't seem to be working the way it used to work.
Okay, yeah, you might want to give that a shot. Maybe
Hmm.
I'll remind you later on Discord. But yeah, that's I mean, see something like that. It's so simple. Now, when you go look
Right.
at a store brand, it might have 10 ingredients, aqua 12, red 42.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know if I want to be putting this stuff on my body. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But yeah, like I was saying, SMD, you know, our mindset like you with your truck, your goal is to get from A to Z. That's
Right.
the most important thing when it comes to your vehicle. When it
Hmm.
comes to food, I'm more focused on the nutritional value. So
Right.
when you hear people say, "Oh, nah, you need meat," or you know, you got to live on meat, or you know, you need this type of stuff. It's
Hmm.
not the food that you need; it's the nutrients
Nutrients. Yeah. The
of the
nutrients.
food that you need.
Yeah. And
So
we think it's
almost,
the majority think it's taste. It ain't got nothing to do with taste. It got the nutrients.
yeah. Now, don't get me wrong; the taste makes it
It's
more
important.
pleasant.
It's important.
Yeah, but the goal is to get the nutrients.
Gotcha.
So you figure out where can I get those nutrients from? For example, the sea moss. There's no
Hmm.
other food where you can get as many minerals.
Right.
Hell, sea moss got more minerals than even supplements out there.
That's crazy, man. When I saw that, how many minerals are in sea moss, I was like, whoa, that is unbelievable. Something
Right,
that grow and something that's growing in the sea.
right. Hey, matter of fact, hey, we about to have a sea moss party. I got mine.
Now, how do you eat? What do you do? You put that into what? How do you eat that? Because mine come in a more gel form.
All right, well, yeah, yeah. See, what I got is the form that it comes in before you process it. So yeah, I
Oh,
make it into a
gotcha.
gel form, and like I said, I'll throw it into like an acai bowl, or I even know how to make. You can actually cook food with it. You can use it as a thickening agent, but that's, you know, for the people that want to cook with it. I even use it as a toothpaste as well.
Yes, that's crazy. It's bizarre to eat pets when you think about. Yeah, that's true. You know,
Uh,
eating
Wayman
animals.
Brown left a super chat. I believe it might have accidentally got deleted.
Yeah, that he put that. That's what he said in the super chat, the $2 super chat. Shout out to Wayman for the $2 super chat. That's what he put in it. For some reason, it deleted it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah.
See, yeah, yeah. Wayman Brown, not it. They don't like you, Wayman Brown. You can't be eating pets. You got to stop doing that, Bridget.
You know, you just it's like in India. I think India they don't eat cow. They don't eat cows, right?
Nah, only Wayman Brown eat cows and cats. No, but yeah, yeah, and like different regions, you know, they got their own stuff. For example, like in the islands, Like this whole eating thing is a little bit more serious, but it's also one of those places where you really don't go there and get a mortgage. When you go over there to the islands, you buy land, you want to buy a home, you got to build the home. They don't
Mm,
do all that mortgage stuff.
mm, mm.
So yeah, stuff is pretty different everywhere.
Yeah, no, it has been on my mind, just to, just it's a natural thing that it's a natural process. And again, the way I live my life now, if the majority are doing it, I do the opposite. That's how I always
Hmm.
do. I do the
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah. There you go. Now that's a good. It's probably a good way to look at most things, or just find a better way to do it, or yeah, just what is it that they're not understanding about it, which has them doing it? Because right now we got more people buying homes than ever right now, and
Right.
people are going crazy over the interest rate. But
Right.
last time I checked, I thought you were buying the house, not the interest rate.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But if you said something like that, they'll look at you like something's wrong with you.
Hey, well, I get a chance to, I'm a homeowner. I'm a homeowner. I got into a
Hmm.
new home. I guess that's it's just the overall satisfaction of
No,
having
that's
this
what they want. They want to
object.
be able to say it on they want to be able to say it on the social media. I'm a homeowner, and
Facts.
then they show that big paper key. You know how they show that big paper key? I just want to go, that's all it really is. It's a paper
Ooh,
key. It's
but
not real.
quiet.
That's
Yeah,
really,
man.
I want to go, that's really your key. It's paper. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well,
But
that shiny picture and all that. I hope you got that same feeling two
right.
and 3 years later when you realize I got to do this for 28 more years.
28 more years. Yeah.
That,
When that new homeowner feeling starts to wear off and you start feeling them monthly payments, it's like, ooh, man, this don't feel so good. Nope.
mm-hmm. Exactly. So, yeah, man. Just obviously, I've dropped some information. I'll put it out there. If maybe
Appreciate it.
somebody want to have to maybe further discussion or something. When we got Discord for that. Um, LJ obviously 50 years old, staying in good shape. So you changing the test of time as far as what the typical standard is about
Hmm.
people at that age. I see retired to 2019. He says, yeah, he gets his steps in. So yeah,
Hmm.
just keep doing you guys' team. Don't let that clock work against you. Like they say, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Hmm.
And yeah, staying healthy is definitely part of the goal because what good is it to have money if you can't even enjoy it?
For sure. Like you've been seeing people of my era dying. Like the rappers and stuff of my time, they're dying. You notice that?
Hmm. Right.
DMX,
Yeah.
Shock G, Black Rob, those guys are dying at this age, at 50. I'm just like, oh hell no. I'm glad I got a hold of my health before it got bad.
Right. Yeah. That's just decades of partying,
Yeah.
abusing your body. Just having access to whatever and
Yep.
the ability to do it night after night, having a good time. But like I said, at the same time, you wasn't thinking about your body or in the long run.
Wasn't thinking about 50 for sure. For surely not thinking about 50 in your 20s. You're not thinking about 50 when you're in your 20s.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, that's all I want to drop on a mic.
All right,
Um,
man.
it's a lifestyle. So everybody take care of yourself, not only financially, be healthy also.
All right, man.
Put some
Appreciate you
nutrients
jumping
in your
on.
body. I definitely enough
Thanks,
respect.
man. See, I'm not old and I'm not too old to not listen to the younger generation tell me things I need to know. My mind is always open regardless. It's just one it's just one big circle of sharing of information, the type of information that's going to better you. Not just selling you something. Of course, my services are not free, but what we share here and sell here is life-changing information that is not available everywhere. I mean, it's things that the majority cannot do. They cannot get debt. Well, they believe they can't, but the majority are not doing. They think it's too hard to be debt free. You most definitely believe, hey man, to be healthy, you got to stop eating meat. I'm not saying that that's the answer. I'm just saying anything that the majority are doing, you should do the opposite. That's all. That's all. If the majority go to fast food restaurants, you should stop. That's why high blood pressure, high sodium, blah, blah, blah. Fast food, they got to keep that stuff fresh and hot. They got to keep salt in there to preserve it for a longer time. Anyway, I know, right? Right, Wayman. That is true. When you're in your 20s, even just young people, period, right? In your 20s, you really believe 50 is old. You believe this is, and it's the part of the program. It's not just the people around them, it's TV. If you look at the actors or the people they make when they're talking about retirement and 50, they're all old and gray, barely moving. That's not true. That is not true what you're seeing on TV. I promise you. I'm here to tell you personally, when you see me, you watch my videos, I'm showing you that that's not true what you're seeing on TV. That is not true. When you reach 50 and you've taken care of yourself, I promise you, it doesn't feel old. It's not old the way you think it is. It's not. When I go outside, walk, run, I'm not a big runner, but when I walk a lot, I do it with my shirt off. Not just to show off, but I want to feel the sun on my body. I just want to, and I can't do it with a shirt on. Every time somebody see my stomach, they see my stomach like, wow, you got a six pack. The next question after that is, how old are you? That's always this. People don't know that that's the order of questions. They look at my stomach and then ask me, how old am I? And then I say 51. They're like, oh my God, 51, and you got a six pack, eight pack, or whatever I make it that year. And then it's like, whatever, right? And then then they say, I tell them, you can do it too. You just gotta take care of yourself. Period. You can be this way. You know, this is just my life. And I know for a fact that I can improve it. It's always room for improvement with my body. It's always a move, you know, it's the gym is easy for me. If I go to the gym, I know exactly what to do to make my body look a certain way. The hard part is the food. I'm not saying the food like, oh, I'm constantly eating bad. No, I'm saying what can improve. Is meat really not the way it is to have the way I've been trained to believe? I don't know. Oh, this is a surprise. Oh, my woman came in here man, I haven't seen my woman come into my chat room in a long time. He do runs with his shirt off and he not allowed to do it without me. Oh, that's funny. And she's right upstairs. Okay. I can't tell if that's a hint to say, hey, you've been on for almost 3 hours. Time to get off. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to find out anyway. I'm getting off soon anyway, so it don't even matter. But just so you guys know, that's my woman right there. Alicia Walls. There she go. So anyway, Wayman says, I'll be 37 next month. And so many people went to school look at least 10 years older. Yeah, right. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Oh, she let me stay on. Okay. Thank you for letting me stay on my live. No, I'm just joking. It ain't like that for sure. I'm getting off anyway, baby. It's almost 3 hours anyway. I'm almost done. But yeah, keep up that good work, Wayman, so you can continue on because I noticed this, like when I started noticing myself getting out of shape towards when I was getting to my 30s. And that's when I changed my mind, late 20s, early 30s. I started changing that. And I noticed I started separating from the people around, all my friends around me. While they were getting out of shape, getting more and more out of shape, I kept getting separated from them. So now at 50, I'm really separated from the people I grew up with. They don't look like me. Body wise, they don't even look like me. There's no way. And I see a lot of these people that there's no way I look like that at 51. People are still guessing my age. Right here down in South Carolina, let me explain something. Down in South Carolina, I swear to you, everywhere I go, people think I'm Darius Rucker. Now, I don't know if Darius and I are the same age or not. I haven't even looked that up, but I didn't even know who he was until I got to move to South Carolina. Everywhere I go, people were just looking at me funny. I was just like, why is everybody staring at me everywhere I go? I don't get it. And then they're like, and then after a while, a couple of people, hey man, you look like Darius Rucker? I was like, who is that? Oh, just one of the greatest black country singers down here. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. Anyway, you guys have a good day, man. Uh, for those of you guys on the free side, I will see you next Sunday. Okay, for those of you in the members only, I'm gonna make a couple videos this week talking about particular subjects that I've been on my mind about. So, you know, so Wayman says, how comfortable a man feels walking around without a shirt on can be a good test of where he needs to get with it. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Because I don't even think about it anymore. I just pull my shirt off. I'm used to people staring and looking and all this other stuff. He said, I just Googled him. You know what? When I see, I do see a resemblance. I do. Right. But it's just the weirdest feeling when people just stare at me. And it's mostly, it's white people because more white people are into country music than black people. I could ask the average black, hey man, you know who Darius Rucker? They probably like, I don't know who that is. But just to see, them stare at me like that, it's like, okay, they think I'm Darius Rucker. All right, I get it. Because I remember one time I was going through a drive-through, and the drive-through guy was saying, "Hey man, you know who I said Darius Rucker." He's like, "Yeah, how'd you know? How'd I know to guess that name?" So next time when I go leave my name somewhere, I'm gonna just say Darius and see what happens. Anyway, man, you guys have a good day, man. Until next time. All right, later.